Okay. Oh, man. I don't notice that fan being off until it's off. Being off. Don't you do that. Alright. Wow, it immediately gets hot in here. I really wish I could leave that fan on. If only there was some manner of fan that could fan air without making noise. It's filthy anyways, so all sorts of crap caught inside. Raise the window. I don't think it's gonna do anything though. Why's it gotta be so hot during the summer? I can't wait for... Well, yeah. Okay. I will allow it to try to air itself. Oh. Can't feel that at all. Air conditioning in this room sucks. Okay. For posterity, I wanted to briefly show this, my general frustration. I've actually made a bunch of preset characters in terms of appearance. I can't remember what... This is her. This is Dusty. This one is, yeah, the giant row lady. Oh yeah, I did make a potato briefly to see if I could. I don't remember what it looks like though. Looks like nothing apparently. Oh, there it is. Hey, she's okay looking. Yeah, I like her. I would never use her, but I like her well enough. I merely just wanted to see if I could. So she's nice. What was... let's see. Elf model. Lady. This is my other retainer. I don't remember what the elf looked like. Oh yeah. I can see why I would not choose to use her for anything. Not very interested in elves, that's for sure. And this is the Wyvern lady. Yeah, I actually kind of like her. Don't know what to do with her, though. If I ever have another retainer, I'll probably use this appearance. I think the reason why I didn't is because... Small clothes. Is because of that. Like, this is so weird to me. That their tails do... Stop moving around. Oh. That their tails do that. There's this giant indentation. It's so weird. Like, I wanted her to have a big, thick, manly tail. But I guess they realized, well, that's their spine. You can't do that. So... It's just really bizarre looking. Okay. But that's not my general frustration. My general frustration is... Wait, what's the one? Oh yeah, it's a rabbit. My general frustration is that I tried several times to make myself, like my avatar appearance in the game. Nothing really works. This is the giant row lug character, which I really did not like, but I mainly saved it for posterity. Just to say, well, if it was a row, this is what it looked like. Doesn't look good. The closest would be the Highlander, which almost sort of vaguely looks like me, but all the noses look like this. Like, all of them have this straight line going from the forehead to the nose. Which, like, every single one of the noses is like that. Character creator in this game leaves a lot to be desired. It is not good. Alright, so I just wanted to briefly show that. And I accidentally used a, Fantasia on my character. Because I wanted to see what would happen if, like, can I cancel it, or... But my character just used it, and now it's just there forever. You cannot change the nose like that. There are many different noses to choose from, but they all have the exact same issue. Well, some of them don't have that indentation quite as bad, but they're like these giant, grotesque goblin noses. Because for some reason the Japanese developers are like, this is the normal race, which are the lowlanders or whatever they're called. This is the normal race, and they just so happen to all look like Japanese men. Like, they all look like the same person. And then here are the, like, the other ones. Here are the ones that foreigners would want to make. And there's, like, the giant, evil-looking Mongolian, the horrible, like, troll-looking guy, and then there's the guy that I was using who also looks like a weird ogre man. Like, all of them are like that. Weird, subtle racism from Japan. Unintentional racism from Japan. My favorite thing about that country. 5 hours, okay. Queue up another training session. A guy learns something! And they're not gonna learn anything from this, but good enough. Today, we're going to watch cutscenes again. Because I've plowed through a lot of the game. Not much was actually missed. But I'm at a point where the game actually warned me, we're going to play a whole bunch of cutscenes. So I thought, yes, I will stop and we will watch it together. But before that, I'll go back and watch a couple of these. How long have I been playing it? About a month, I guess. Not too long. Character is at level 70 now. Alright. Go inside the inn room, alright. Yeah, I haven't started worrying about customizing the squad to be, fashion elites. Alright, 3 hours from now. Okay. Now to find this garbage. Scenario, Shadowbringers. Haven't gotten there yet. Okay. Ow. So I think I'm done. Let's see. What did we get to last time? No, that's okay, yeah. Ward. I'm way past this, I think. Yeah, this the very end, whenever I was fighting, is it this? No? It wouldn't be, oh, it's in Dragon Song. Wow, they just jammed everything in there, didn't they? Okay. I can't remember what's what, though. Let's see, what happened? After we defeated, Omega Pope, after he transformed from Ultra Pope, let's see. People in Ishgard started throwing tantrums about, we don't know what's true anymore. Some of it was actually kind of interesting. This little darling showed up. But not a whole lot really happened. This is you wandering around, going, we don't know where what's... Oh yeah, I found Minfilia in, like, the stupidest cutscene that ever happened. I kind of almost want to watch that. Actually, let me see what's what. This will be the easiest thing to do. Why they have to give... What's her name? Kryle? Or it could be Krilly, I have no idea. They pronounce the names in this really strange. They gave her, like, a really hot voice, though, which is super strange.
Thank you for coming. I wish to speak with you both in a place where privacy was assured.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember what this is.
What was it that...
Why are we here? You're here to watch me dramatically blink at you.
The seat of the Archbishop lies vacant.
Because he assumed his responsibilities. Temporary measure.
But in light of recent...
It's inappropriate. Isn't it weird that the guy that's been accused of murdering his father is now is ruling over the city?
The details of the Archbishop's plans, perhaps, but the truth...
So they're just discussing whether or not to reveal everything all at once.
But when the Warrior of Light is witnessed, mayhap I could have concealed certain details.
Mm-hmm. How long? 1,000 years. So I don't think this cutscene is really about anything.
That some would deny the truth.
It's just them saying we should probably reveal all this shit since.
It has already begun, and that on both sides. Men and women.
Yeah, so there's violence in the streets because people can't accept the truth of the history of their entire nation.
For their sake,
So nothing really happened in this cutscene, I think.
Glad to help you, Sir Emmerich.
I can't remember what he wants us to do.
We wish to treat with the dragons of Annex.
Oh, right.
To that end, I would trouble
Oh,
you
yeah,
with an
okay.
escort and
So
an
that's just the beginning of we need to actually start talking to the dragons about a peace accord. And then there's a few things of you going and finding a dragon to talk to, and the dragon's like, well, don't worry, there'll probably be some sort of answer within your lifetime, so don't worry. Should probably watch this just because of Little Miss Cutie Pie being here. Paige will be streaming, I think, in like 30 minutes or something. So feel free to abandon me. Leave me to my devices. I immediately wanted to know, why cat ears? And I know it's a reference to prior games, but still, in-universe, why cat ears?
I'm terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting.
See, she gets kind of a sexy voice. And also, she almost looks normal. She still looks like a horrid potato creature, but she almost looks normal. And the fact that her, like, clothing covers up all the bizarre potato body qualities also helps a lot to make her look like a person, instead of a weird walking toy creature.
You need not apologize. We arrived but a moment ago ourselves.
I don't know why the potatoes get, like, weirdly... like, the normal voices. Voices of someone that is 6 feet tall should not be coming out of that thing. But, whatever. I think Paige is actually doing some sort of singing thing tonight.
Who has recently come from the Charlian motherland. She has generously offered to assist us.
I should have paid attention to what her name was. Krill?
Oh, please, think nothing of it. A trip to Eorzea was long overdue. You must.
She is a good
be
girl, though.
polite. Yes, you certainly do look the part. A pleasure to meet you at last, miss.
I keep wanting... like, if I had the option of actually making myself in the game in a way that doesn't make me look like a horrid ogre man, then I would probably change this from Dusty, but... you can see why I chose to roll with Dusty as opposed to making someone that is supposedly me. The game just does not... the game doesn't have a very good character creator. They allow you... well, they allow you to make a specific... they let you make, like, 4 characters per race, and you get to make minor alterations to them. And that's pretty much it. And by race, I also mean, like, Highlander versus, whatever the other one is. Like, sometimes you'll get, like, sub-options. Like, the Sun Cats versus the Moon Cats. I would count that as another race. It's unfortunate.
And who is that I spy but young Alpha No Levieux himself? I dare say someone's grown an ilm or two in my absence. Or are those lifts in your boots?
How old is she supposed to be?
Miss Kryl and I met at the studium years ago. I shall forever be indebted to her for her sage guidance.
It was no small task keeping him out of trouble, believe you me. The youngest ever to enter the studium, him and his sister, 11-year-old prodigies. Suffice it to say, social graces were not among his...
That mouth's weird.
talents.
Don't zoom in on it.
Striding up to his seniors on his first day, head held high. What was it he said again?
Don't do that. That's creepy. I don't want to see her little chiclet teeth.
Thank you, Kryl.
Kryl.
For what? I haven't finished yet. Would you care to attempt a more dexterous deflection?
What are those? She has, like, sly, almost fuck me eyes going on there.
Mayhap We should save this delightful conversation for a more fitting occasion, when pressing matters do not demand our undivided attention.
A bit much, but better. I can tell you have been putting your skills to use here in Eorzea. Henceforth, I trust you will dazzle me with your eloquence at the first time of asking.
There are some cases where they really just do not care about the lip flaps at all, and it's pretty funny. Where characters will have like 3 sentences and the mouth never moves at all.
Right, on to more pressing matters. Finding Minfilia and the other missing scions.
Yeah, I definitely want to go over the scene where we discover where Minfilia is. Because it really sums up a lot of my problems with interacting with the stupid space crystal.
I gather you have new information to share with us.
A new approach, actually. Tataru recounted the tale of your escape, and it gave me an idea. Simply put, assuming Thancred left some manner of trail when you whisked him away, as is almost always the case with teleportation magics, I am confident I can find and follow it.
Okay, so they introduced this character, and we're looking for Thancred, and we're looking for Minfilia. That's basically what this is summarizing.
The wherewithal to do it. The fact is, my abilities aren't quite up to the task. Not in themselves, anyway. If I had Master Matoya's crystal eye, on the other hand...
This part of the game does, for the most part, do a good job of setting up that Alphino, or whatever his name is, Alf, is sort of slipping into getting really obsessive about trying to rescue everyone. Like, he doesn't go off the deep end, but he's becoming unstable.
I think it best you explain your plan to her in person.
Which makes sense, given the whole Crystal Braves bullshit. Yep, alien life form. Yo, Alf. Ever feel like your sternum needs to pop? Okay. So they go talk to her, the greatest woman in the world. And I think it's this one. Oh. So I'm gonna watch this one. Where you are trying to find Thancred, you talk to the little buggy people who are just delightful. I love them. The Bath, I think? I can't remember. And you figure out, oh, Thancred apparently has been in the area, we think. I guess I murder a whole bunch of Bath.
Who else could be? Thancred. It could be Thancred. We must hurry.
There's a bomb in my potato. So at some point, what's his name? Ravana got resummoned, which we never heard about. At first, I really liked this cutscene because I thought, oh, thank you. We are not the only ones doing stuff. I really like the idea of actually, like, what you've been doing has inspired other groups to do the same thing, and you're actually starting to run into them. I love that idea. But then I remembered, around this point, oh, they're still playing the creepy music, which means that they're going to be enemies. And then I remembered, oh, right, I think we already saw this douchebag. And he was supposed to be the Warrior of Darkness or something stupid. So immediately I started getting bad vibes. Bad vibes. And I realized, oh, this is going to be disappointing. Then we get an exposition flashback, thanks to our exposition powers.
The reins of history. This day, we rid ourselves of the Ascians forever.
I still don't understand this scene though, because I think that the Warrior of Darkness was paired with the Ascians before, and he's serving them, but this shows them fighting them.
Fools playing at heroes, all of you.
Maybe this is a fake vision.
You believe you can save your world.
It's either a fake vision or it's or there's some sort of division amongst the Ascians themselves, I guess. I don't know.
We can and we will, Ascian. You shall see. Or perhaps you will not.
Although, considering that the Ascians are immortal, this doesn't really do anything. Shut it, look at that stupid fucking potato. Killing an Ascian, and she's like, yeah, murder! Alright, so there's that. They do that. Good for them. Is not serving the Ascians, even though he's been in a room with them discussing matters and whatever.
The savior of Eorzea.
So is he just a dumbass? I mean, he acts like a dumbass. Behold my band of nobodies that don't have any names.
Primal and all. Lost a step, have we?
What were we? Oh yeah, we were repairing the infrastructure of Ishgard itself. That's what we were doing.
Have care. The ether moves strangely around him.
Amazing.
Y'shtola, stop using your fucking weird supervision. It's killing you, slowly.
It would seem we share a common enemy. Mayhap you would tell us who you are.
Hey, maybe we should work together. How about we murder you for no reason?
Shall we show them?
This also exhibits a nice upskirt shot. This also exhibits a problem that the player character has in cutscenes. Y'shtola does something. Everyone gets to interact with one another. Your character's like, what's going on? I can see why people like Y'shtola, because she actually gets to do what the player character can't do. Player character just sits there looking, I'm gonna draw my weapon and maybe do something? No, I won't. And it turns out it's Thancred. Thancred came back. Except now he doesn't have any magic powers, and he has a mysterious eye-patch blindfold over one side of his face. Which either means that he lost an eye or one of his eyes got fucked up. And later you learn one of his eyes got fucked up. Yeah, it's Venom. It's Venom Thancred. Then they have a big stupid anime fight. You don't like Thancred's design here? Yeah, that is so stupid looking. Why would... He doesn't even have magic right now. How could he... Whatever. This thing, I hate that thing more than anything else in this group. Like, whatever, he's in a little emo dipshit or whatever's going on.
But so be it.
That potato creeps me out. Meanwhile, your character, oh, I'm gonna stare at you.
Faces, warrior of light. For we are the warriors of darkness. Walkers of a different path. And we shall meet again.
We're only watching this cutscene for one reason. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Weird fucking creepy potato creature. And this is it.
Warriors of Darkness. Really?
I love that line read, though. Warriors of Darkness. Really? Like, even she's embarrassed for them. That's what sold me on her. Like, I really like Cryo for that reason. She's the only potato that I've really liked so far. Aside from, what's her face? What's the one that does all your fucking desk work? I mean, she's fine. I kind of forget that she's there. Yeah, Totoro. Nanamo's fine, but it gets creepy whenever the game tries to treat her like a toy, which it does quite often anytime that she's in a cutscene. Tataro's just a living toy. She just exists to be cute. That's why I like her. She's like an actual person.
I'd rather not be here when the Nath arrive. Agreed?
And then they leave, okay. Yeah, she should have stayed dead. I don't like the whole... It was sleeping poison or whatever the whole time. I really don't like that. It really undermines their character development and whatnot. Let's see. A lot of them, whatever. Okay. You're having a meeting with Sex Elf, and then someone barges in, and it's like, there's a hostage situation going on. The people that were being cared for in the church have been taken captive by the church, so we need to break in and rescue them. And all the clergymen are like, we're going to kill innocent people unless you admit that you're evil. It's something crazy. That really marks them as like, oh, they're just nuts. So, you get to the top after doing a bunch of bullshit and kind of a weird mission. No, that's not it. Must be before that then. So you get to the top. Right? Get to the top. Not there yet. These things, they really need to label these. You get to the top, and one of the priests is up there with this little girl. Okay, here it is. They never say what happens to this guy either. He's just been there this whole time.
Come no closer.
This is a generic child model. You can see it running around from time to time. But doesn't it weirdly look like just an adult head that's been shrunken down? The Warrior Blight is so lame.
Release the girl and surrender.
The Warrior Blight is so fucking lame in cutscenes. Like, all they ever do is lean forward like they're gonna do something, but they never do anything. Or they nod, and that's the extent of things. They're just so pathetic.
Surrender to whom? The blasphemer who throws wide the gates to our enemy? Who breaks bread with him and calls him brother? Ungodly swine! I would sooner die than surrender to you.
He says as he holds a
Godly to spill
little
the
girl,
blood
yeah.
of an innocent child, to burn the homes of your brothers. Tell me, priest, is that godly?
This is one of these... Anime often lacks subtlety. And it's... I can't think of many situations in any, like, Japanese story where the church is actually the good guys. It's always just, they're sort of creepy, and then they turn evil, eventually. It almost always happens. It's always how it do. So yeah, subtlety not the strong suit here.
Godliness, heathen! Your father's blood is on your hands, as is hers!
I am not evil, you are the evil one. Watch me do this evil. He's the good guy. So he does this godly action of his. They never show what happens to that guy. They don't show you arresting him or killing him or anything. He just vanishes from the story. Yeah, that's a hero expression. So here we go. Now we can watch the little girl get splattered on the concrete. I thought I saw Yashtola's tail, like, do a cat thing and stick straight up. So this is the big thing that causes the Ishgardians to be like, oh, maybe dragons are okay.
What? But
I forget that she gets a name. That's so weird. It'd be bad if she, like, hit the concrete and bounced up and that's what the dragon called. Oh, I thought I made it. Sorry. Don't roar when you land. Vidofnir is a good girl, though. She is a good dragon that does good things.
Well met, knight. Mayhap I chose an...
Although I guess dragons are genderless or whatever, I don't care.
Not at all. Pray forgive us this most unworthy reception. We are honored to have you with us, and right glad of your aid.
Yo, I keep thinking about it every time. She really needs to put on some pants. There's no reason to have this one section of, hey, check it out. Check it out, though.
Fortune delivered the child unto me. I had but to receive her.
Then again, I guess Tataru is the one that designed that outfit for her. And Tataru's like, man, Yashtola's sexy. I need to really sex up her outfit. Yeah, I made this for you, Yashtola. Sex.
Thou art welcome, child.
They're like this model that they use. It's so weird looking straight on. That is a really filthy urchin child with a weirdly adult body. It's not great. Okay, well, this general idea. I can't remember. Let me check real fast. Because there actually is a really important scene where they're trying to sign... Ah, that's just that shit. Yeah, what's his face and Punch Idiot are walking around, not doing anything of importance. This is you trying to figure out where Minfilia went. No one knows. Here it is. Here's the stupid Minfilia is a jet fighter scene. It involved doing a dungeon first, but I can't remember why. We're watching dumb cutscenes because I blasted through this section of the game. But after we're done with this, there's another section of the game that I have not gotten to yet that's going to involve watching a big long cutscene. Cool cutscene. I walk into a room, hold out a crystal, and get told to hear stuff. Alright, here we go. One of the stupidest, least useful cutscenes that have happened so far.
And space hast thou journeyed unto me, as I knew thou wouldst.
I fucking knew that you would come here. Are you impressed? No. Ugh. So we find out where Minfilia was.
We are the word of the mother. We, who were once called Minfilia.
So she's here for some reason. Barefoot, as the crystal wants, because that is her fetish.
Since the bloody banquet, since I hearkened to her word.
Now she has crazy eyes.
Hydaelyn, guided me towards Y'shtola and Thancred, that I might be swept up in their flow and delivered unto the ethereal sea.
So Hydaelyn sent her a message to go rush over and get involved in the same bullshit that almost killed Y'shtola and Thancred, because she wanted her to get swept up here. And even later, the game was like, well, she's effectively dead. She doesn't really have a body anymore. This is just a projection that's happening. So Hydaelyn insisted that she run over and kill herself. Cool. Why?
There, adrift and alone.
Since I was now dead.
Her voice silent once more. I prayed. For those we had lost. For those we can yet save. To her I would make an offering.
The biggest problem I have with this cutscene is that it's not really that long, but it doesn't say anything. Like, there's no substance to anything that she's saying. It's just a lot of vague, flowery bullshit.
One will. One word.
Mm-hmm.
Unto thee we bequeath the most precious of gifts, the truth which lieth at the heart of this world.
Okay. Welcome. I'm gonna tell you some shit.
Do we beseech thee once more?
Here, yeah, okay, I get it. She takes like 1,000,000 years to get her fucking lines out. Here's my hands, briefly. Now you can fly around like a stupid jet fighter. Let's fly around the crystal some. This is a really stupid cutscene. This is why we're watching it.
In the depths of the ethereal sea, light and dark did once dwell as one.
That is not exactly true. She's going to be lying about a lot right here, by the way.
But the darkness coveted power, and the balance was broken. Thus was I forced to banish him unto the distant heavens, to forever remain apart, a moon bound.
As I recall, the evil crystal was made first, and then the light one came after that. So she's just lying. What she's saying is not true at all. But whatever.
In sundering the star did and the barriers twixt planes chanced to falter. Across 10 and 3 were we then divided. Reflections of the source, each possessed of a shard.
I'm assuming that what she's saying here is that whenever the big shit went down, 13 dimensions were made, and they each have a world inside of them. And this is one of them, I think.
The ark longeth to be made whole. For his restoration, for his resurrection, his servants lay.
Yeah, they sure do.
They seek to tear down the barrier.
My character's like,
the source.
what the fuck ever. Dusty is so done with this already. Like I'm fucking flying like a jet fighter around this stupid crystal for God knows what reason. Snickers bars. 13 copies. Wonderful.
Thus do they rejoice in their ardor.
What?
In your calamities. For each marks a rejoining.
Like, you see, this is why I don't like interacting with characters like this, where they're supposed to be mystical and magical and otherworldly, because they end up saying things that sound like they're supposed to be information, but they're not. Because they're so vague and filled with evocative imagery and, like, poetic nonsense that it's just a waste of time. It doesn't help you at all. Maybe that's just me. Like, I'm an extremely pragmatic person. If you're going to communicate information to me, I want information. I don't want a fucking experience told by a barefoot blonde lady.
7 times hath the darkness grown stronger.
I suck.
7 times have I failed.
I'm really bad at this. Aren't you glad that you're on my side? This will be the 8th time, I guess.
Sins cannot be suffered to continue. This is my final.
Remind me why Minfilia is here?
The crystal's power is all but spent. With what remains, I will return to the shore of the Ethereal Sea.
Why did you bring me here? Like, you see what I mean? This cutscene was about nothing. She brought me here to tell me that she lured Minfilia into this magic spell that killed her. And then after she murdered Minfilia, she brought her soul and is now making her speak for her for some reason. And what she tells you is, once upon a time, I fought the evil crystal, and I keep losing. Bye. And that's it. That's all she has to say. Not helpful at all. Doesn't communicate anything to the player that's of any importance at all.
Blessed children.
The other thing that might be vaguely helpful is the idea that there are 13 dimensions or worlds. Although she doesn't elaborate on whatsoever. Yes, I'll be sure to seek and hear and all this other bullshit. Dumb, unhelpful cunt. Yeah, Minfilia wanted to be murdered, so it's okay, though. Alright. So, that's it. I mainly wanted to show that, to point out that in terms of the plot, in terms of the story, your character, the Warrior of Light, has really no reason to be involved in any of this, because they don't know what they're even fighting for, really. Like, I showed up, like, consider the story. Your character shows up, Dusty shows up, she gets attacked by some Imperials, and she's like, man, fuck these guys. So at least she has an investment in that. Assuming that she's there to start a new life, or why ever your character is there necessarily. They might decide, well, yeah, I need to get rid of the Empire, while I'm trying to carve out my existence in this new continent. So yeah, that makes sense. But then we start on this whole mission of killing primals and serving the Master Crystal. And Dusty doesn't know what that is. She doesn't know what it wants, where it came from, why it's doing what it's doing, what the motivations of the Asians really are. The only thing that she really knows is there are guys in black robes that sound and look evil, because it's an anime, effectively. So just do it. And that's the main problem with this so far, is that in context of the universe, like, everything that's showing to us the player is coded to be, this is evil, this is good, light and dark, right? And that's the only context. It's just, shut up and don't worry about it. Which is a minor criticism, it's just a stupid video game. But in terms of context, I wanted to point that out. Go to a tavern. I think the next time... Let's see. Wait, no, this. I think it's this. No? This? Yes, okay, this. This is another example of the Warrior of Light in cutscene being the stupidest person that has ever existed. you're preparing for a meeting between people and dragons to basically sign a peace accord. And before that goes down, Thancred says, why don't we go get a drink first? So, by pure chance, you just walk into this bar.
An empty seat and I'll be with you in a moment.
So by chance, we're in here to get a drink. Which was not part of any plan. It's just something that we just discussed briefly.
Here, a mug on
Goals
the
are...
desk. Let's get some color back in them cheeks.
Mmm, tastes like sleeping powder. Delicious.
Freed food will be a bit longer than usual. We've got a lot of hungry folk to feed, what with the conference and all.
I wouldn't really be running around... Like, the big problem in this town is that a lot of them are really opposed to this entire concept of a peace treaty. But you're just walking around just drinking stuff. Drinking free drinks.
Oh, so many people with cause to celebrate. To think there could be peace in our time. After all them years of fighting. When I heard about the conference, I knew I had to come. I knew I had to be here. To do my bit.
So she heard about the conference and she came here, so she doesn't actually work here? She had to be here to do her bit. So is she a waitress for hire?
He died fighting the dragons, you see. And here we are. About to break bread with him.
Warning sign. Warning. Warning. Your husband died? Don't say or do anything, player character. Oh, this is weird. Also, I appreciate that this place is filled with people. None of them notice what's going on. Plus, Thancred said, hey, let's join each other for a drink. And he's not here either. Yeah, he's just not here. Of course, your player character is completely mute, so they can't say anything either way.
Sleep now. Sleep. Sleep and leave.
Alright, hurry up. This part of her plan is pointless.
This was never your fault.
Yeah, okay. Well, they're not mute, but they're mute. So, putting the player character to sleep was completely pointless, because, as we see in the next cutscene, it didn't require us being unconscious. Because we wake up just in time to see what they were trying to do. Which is nothing, really. Oh, right, we have a stupid... Yeah, this doesn't matter. She is grieving at the grave of her husband or something, and then some other people are also there grieving, and they all agree, man, it sure sucks that we're having peace. We don't like peace. We need vengeance for the people that we've lost. And you get it. It's a very emotional scene.
Hey! This is no time for napping.
So Thancred finally shows up. And the bar is completely empty for some reason. They I guess just every one of the patrons just left you unconscious on the floor for a while, for whatever reason. I was just there the whole time.
Your wits about you? Good. Come with me. We have a crisis on our hands.
What is the crisis? Is it nothing?
Amazing.
This was during the night, whenever I did it the first time. So, something has been going on? It's unclear. So she basically knocked you out so that she could climb up on top of this building and give a speech. Which she just started.
Do not be fooled by the honeyed words of the Dravarnians.
Dravarnians?
Promise
And then she starts talking with an evil voice. So I guess their plan was to start attacking the guards? Like, I don't know why you needed to be knocked out for this. All that really happened was you walked outside and were told, well, apparently there's a situation. And some people were unconscious for some reason. So apparently there's been a fight over something. But basically this is just so that she could climb up there and give a speech. I don't think she tried to kill me, she just knocked me out.
Husbands and wives never returned from war. Your children torn apart by fang and claw. All your loved ones shown no mercy. Does not your heart cry out for vengeance? Your blood boil at the injustice? Remember the face of your enemy, brothers and sisters. Remember it, and strike back!
She sounds very reasonable. Remember, and kill everything!
You there! Don't just stand around.
So this is why we're watching this.
Do something, man! Stop her!
Don't just stand there, do something.
Yes, my lord.
Okay. He means murder her? Oh my goodness.
See here the true nature of the Highborn. With our doom, and dare we raise our voices in dissent? Death is our reward.
They could have... Like, I get that she's supposed to be overtly in the wrong, but you could pull back on the throttle a little bit. Come on.
This is the choice they have given us, brothers and sisters. Death by dragon's fang, or death by nobleman's command. Death to all we hold dear.
Stop having peace, just murder.
Spit on your choices, nobleman. You will take no more from me. No more.
She's squalling and screeching about nothing at this point. She really deserved it, to be honest.
What have you done? I only did as you ordered, my lord.
This is the young, incompetent member of the family that you're associated with. If you remember a few streams ago, he was the one that was basically flaking on all of his orders, and he didn't want to do things because he was lazy and so forth and so on.
I did not. I never meant for anyone to...
You can tell that they're actually, like, bringing his model forward, like, making him slide across the ground, because they can't actually do lensing effects. I love that. It's effective enough, I just enjoy knowing that. Okay, so... not much else actually happens after that. He just gets depressed, and his little... The creepy, like, tiny person... Hanara, I believe. He gets beaten up off screen because he tries to stop people from leaving or something. But it goes ahead anyways, eventually. Like, a bunch of shit happens. Nervous. Oh yeah, you, fight Robon briefly, I think. There's some harebrained scheme that let's do a sporting event. That'll unite people. And it does, because video games. I want to see if I can find... Yeah, here we go. Pick the right one. Oh, no, wait. This is afterwards. Oh, well. Yeah, you actually managed to defeat Robon in single combat. Despite the fact he was missing an arm. I wanted to show the other one. Because he looks like such a handsome man. Alright, forgot about this. This is the give Thancred something to do scene. This is supposed to be a bigger deal because it's been revealed that ever since dying, or whatever, like having his body broken up in the aether, he can't use any magical abilities anymore. So he's just very strong or something. Then he just vanishes off screen for the rest of the fight. Hilda's a nice girl, I like her. Probably mainly because of the red eyes. I've always really liked red eyes. They're supposed to be a sign of being evil, but to me they just look really nice. I just wanted to give Robon a chance to show up, everyone. Then Sex Elf tries to do the same thing. I'm the hero, aren't I? No, he's not. I really like this shot. Look how fucking handsome this man is. Good for him, you know? Good for Robon. This is what I wanted to show. Damn it, I'm useless. Guess I'll just have the player character win this whole thing for us. And so you did. And that's it. So you do this in game. So then you manage to beat him, and the fact that you win somehow is better than if you had lost. And that makes all the Ishgardians be like, yeah, our sports team. Let's all stop fighting about extremely complicated matters involving our culture over the past 1,000 years and just do whatever. So that works, and you unite as a people. Let's see. There's a lot of... A problem with the story is that there's a lot of filler material that has really nothing to do with anything. Gosh, this is so long. I think... How many are there? 3? I think this actually is important. A lot of people keep asking for Blitzball. The same people that I don't think actually remember what Blitzball was like. No, this is them celebrating, being like, good job us. Yeah, that cutscene's not important. This sure was a good sports ball we did, wasn't it, guys? And then that's it. Blitzball in 10 basically just came down to gathering up all the defenders, swimming into a corner, and then throwing it across the map so that you could throw it into the goal. That's basically all Blitzball was. I played a lot of it, actually. Whenever I first saw that, I thought, do they have projection technology? Are they going to project, like, an image on it? Can they do that in this universe? But then it turned out to just be a white sheet for no reason.
The appointed hour approaches.
This goes really well. And there's the lady. She's fine. What have you done? Apparently nothing.
She begged leave to watch the proceedings. I saw no reason not to grant it.
I'm sure, yeah. She doesn't, but you would think that they would think better of this.
I ask that you trust in my judgment.
Because, you know, if there's a lady crazy enough to demand that war continue forever because they simply cannot abide the knowledge that their loved ones have been lost. And she was screeching at the top of her lungs to the point that she tried to murder a whole bunch of people. Maybe she might say something. But whatever. Here comes the sky puppy, whose name I keep forgetting, because I can't remember names. But she is the good girl.
How long it hath been
Vidofnir. I'm not gonna remember that.
Children of Thornton, even by our reckoning.
Vidofnir, daughter of Hraesvelga, we give thanks for your visit, and bid you welcome to Falcon's Nest.
Our sire bade us hearken unto the whispers of our hearts. They spoke to us of a paradise lost, of bonds of brotherhood, which they yearn to see restored.
The lighting on her mouth is going nuts right now.
Ours too yearn for such a restoration.
Oh, this dialogue is so overly flowery.
This day, that they might yearn no longer.
What? Okay. Oh, localization team, will you never learn? I'm amazed they got that many character models on the screen at the same time. Some of them may have been JPEGs, I don't know.
Ye who stand as witness, hearken to me.
Hearken unto the nice man.
Since the days of Eld, when the bonds betwixt man and dragon were sundered by our hand, our peoples have known only war. Bloodshed without end. Losses beyond counting, and still we fought. And still we fought.
They can't hear you. Stop whispering to yourself dramatically.
Some wounds do not heal. The dead cannot be returned to us. But we, the living, can yet choose another course. Here and now, we can lay down this burden, this hatred, this vengeance. Our forebears fought not so that we could die, but that we might live.
Our forebears.
So let us honor their sacrifice and spare our children this death sentence. Let us gift them a new legacy. Life.
They only had 4. It's a tragedy that they lost all of them. That 30-second speech really touched me.
Betwixt our peoples yearneth a divide deeper than the deepest abyss, wider than the widest sea. Generations will live and die ere this divide is bridged. Knowing this, doth thy heart yet yearn for peace?
It's gonna be thousands of years before she gets back to normal.
Now on the legacy we would leave to our children. A dream of peace, inscribed in stone for generations to come.
No, I like Emmerich well enough, but he's not exactly a realistic character in the sense of, like, everything about him is meant to be, like, perfect. He's supposed to be, like, he's a very Japanese character. He's exceedingly beautiful, well-spoken, has high breeding without necessarily being known for being high breeding, so as a result he's like a nobleman, but he's also a commoner at the same time. He commands great respect from everyone around him, everyone is in love with him. It's like he's someone's self-insert without being a self-insert. There's no real weaknesses to his character, beyond the fact that he just tries too much, I guess. He exists to propel the plot forward. Pornography. Like the dragon's eyes. Yes, that's Shiva, right? It's Shiva, probably.
Father and his beloved.
Yes, it is.
As they were so long ago.
Love that dragon's expression. Woo!
Shall be ours once more.
Let's stop eating each other. Oh, so that was the end of a scene. Well, this would be the start of a great scene. So that went well, didn't it? What a nice scene. Everything's getting better. Nothing could go wrong. Oh, never. Yeah. Of course, your character just stands there like a goof. At least Emmerich actually tries to do something. It doesn't actually do anything, but he tried to do something. And to think, he was the only person in that entire town that tried to stop him. Everyone else just looks. Because anime. Oh, he's evil. Kith? I don't know that one. What is Kith? Apparently it's a brand of clothing. That's cool. How about etymology? How about that? It is an Old English word. Of course it is. Related to couth. The original sense is for knowledge, one's native land, and friends and neighbors, for which kith and kin originally denotes one's country and relatives. So kith is your origin. Okay.
Hearken unto me, all of you! The final chorus is nigh, and all will be held to account. All will bathe in the flames of retribution.
The whole reason why he's supposedly so angry is that humans killed one of his sisters, but he's just killing his own kind anyways. That's an effective characterization. Like, that's a good thing for a villain to do, right? Like, they're hypocritical, and their actual problem is that they're driven by their own, like, flaws and insecurities and things of that nature, but they don't exactly set that up. They sort of do, but it's more just he's evil and crazy, and that's all it is.
Till the coming of that day, look you on your sins and despair.
You have to make a lot of assumptions.
None shall escape my revenge.
He's at the point where he's just going to kill everything. For not really any reason. He's just angry at everything. Not really a logical motivation anymore. Oh wow, his penis! Is that it? No. No? Well, that's definitely not his penis. Probably. So this is probably the start of Alf going especially off the deep end.
Hells, take that worm! While he lives, we'll never know peace.
I like how this does help the situation in a weird way, because now they realize, oh, there's a divide between Good Dragon and that asshole. Kill that asshole.
There'll be no end to this war till Nidhogg is dead and gone.
It's something about her being crouched over in that line read. That squeaky little voice. Nidhogg is just the worst, didn't he?
So let's kill
Makes my mates creep and crawl, they do.
Nidhogg. Death to Nidhogg. Death to Nidhogg.
It's not the... This is not the great... Is he gonna keep repeating that animation? Yes, yes, okay. Death to Nidhogg is not the greatest rallying cry. It doesn't exactly roll off the tongue. You get him, buddy. You get him.
Death to Nidhogg! 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 Death to Nidhogg!
That could have been a little bit better. I think Nidhogg really breaks up the syncopation of any cry that you could come up with. Death to Nidhogg. I have no idea what he said there. I get the feeling that probably meant something more in Japanese, where those lip flaps were made for that moment, so it makes more sense in context. It could have been any number of things, for all I know. Completely forgot about that. Okay. That. Then you go... Eventually decide there's no way that we're going to beat Nidhogg completely with both of his eyes without the help of the only other dragon that's left of that caliber. So then you go call What's-His-Face again. You play that funky music. White boy. Oh, you play that funky music right. And Hrisvelgar comes back. That pillow. Whoa. Gosh. My mic stand sucks, by the way. It's Sky Puppy.
Great Hraesvelgar, 'tis not lightly that we beg this audience. Pray hearken to our words, for they concern the future of man and dragon both.
Every time they try to have a conversation with him, he always has their number. This plays out the same. There's like 3 versions of this, and every time it plays out the same. He'll say something, and then someone will walk forward to say something.
Greetings, Hraesvelgar. I am Emmerich de Burrell, acting ruler of the nation of Ishgard.
They will either say something stupid or lie, and then Hrisvelgar will look at them and be like, "Oh, you mean this?" And then they're like, "Ugh, yeah."
I am come before you to parley on behalf of my people.
To parley. Thinkest thou thy purpose unclear to me? Thou art come to beg mine aid in the battle against the shade of my brood brother. Oh, yeah. That's why we're actually here.
You foresaw mine intent.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you came here to ask me to solve the problem that you made. I but read that which is writ plain in thine eyes. Would that thou had wit enough to scry the answer in mine. In other words, you already know what I'm going to say. My beloved Shiva did once build a bridge twixt man and dragon, a bridge which thy treacherous forefathers saw fit to tear down. As thou well knowest. Well knowest. And Warrior of Light is like... Thinkest thou Nidhogg was alone despairing at the murder of our brother? We've been over this. Thinkest thou mine us go hard did wither? He's sad. 'Tis only Shiva's gentle dream that preventeth me from flying at Nidhogg's shoulder. Be grateful that I swore to abjure aggression ere I consumed her. I permit my children to offer or deny thee aid as they see fit. In other words, he had nothing to do. Even though what's-her-face, whose name I again forget, the nice dragon lady, even though she showed up and was like, I bear the words of my sire, in other words, him. He's saying that, well, I didn't tell them to do this. I just told them that they can do whatever the hell they want to. Yeah, it's something like that. Then off there or something. Yeah.
We understand that in your despair at man's betrayal, you seek only the refuge of solitude.
Yeah. The whole thing with he uses F and stuff like that. People, like, actual Old English didn't sound like that at all. It did have, like, those things on the end. Really, those, like, the thorn symbol and stuff like that are actually things that were not pronounced, or... Like, you know, ye? It looks like it's a Y. This actually, that is a thorn symbol, and it just means TH. It's just something that was used in print whenever they were, like, making signs and stuff. It was just a character that meant TH. There was no ye and stuff like that. But Old English was so... It was so different from modern English that you would not be able to understand anything that they were saying. So this idea, well, he's just so old, he uses F on the end of his... That doesn't make any sense. Just stop doing that shit. There's no reason to do it. It just makes it harder to understand for no reason. Whatever, who cares?
But despite your protestations of spent faith,
he always looks so cute. Because he kind of looks like a dog, but his eyes are always, like, pointed in the wrong directions. Yeah, you're bitching, but don't you think that there's, like, peace or something? Perceivest thou such light in the dusk of mine existence?
I do. If you claim I see falsely, then tell me, why did you consent to bear Rizel upon your back?
Ysael. Piteous, deluded Ysael. The child did lament her past sins, and sought to balance the scales with her remaining days. 'Twas her unquenchable passion, so alike to that of my beloved, which did spur me into flight. As for mine own part, I would countenance no longer the hands of evil men to use my brood brother's eye for ill.
So you do distinguish between those who acknowledge and repent their sins and those who perpetuate them. Interesting.
Starting to get pissed off with Boy Elf.
Lost faith in mankind as a whole. Rather, you weigh our respective merits by how we allow the past to influence our future.
He's like, spare me your idle sophistry, or something like that. Yeah, spare me thine idle sophistry. Even were there a mote of truth in thy reasoning, what of it? Wouldst thou have me slay mine own sibling to save a city of mortals?
Should we suffer ties of blood to bind our hands, then? Nay, if the crime is one of unconscionable evil, we must needs condemn it, even should the transgressor be our closest kin. When my father corrupted himself and his followers with the power of a primal, I beseeched the warrior of light to slay him, an act alike to patricide. That he did not die by my hand matters little. If anything, it heaps greater disgrace upon my name. But had my father not fallen, he would have drawn countless thousands into a holy war of hellish proportions, which I hold the greater crime. Thus did I order his execution, sparing the lives of my people and yours. Alas, your brother Worm now prepares to murder those whom I sought to spare. What is more, he has taken my comrade's body for his own. But if I must slay my dearest friend to defeat my direst foe, I will not flinch from my duty.
So I do like that they're finally getting into an actual discussion and argument in terms of what should be done or not should be done. Rather, before, it was just him just going, yeah, but I'm sad. And I have a right to be angry, and that's the extent of the conversation. But this is a good argument. Although it is sort of weird, because he's saying he will kill his dearest friend if it means that that's the right thing to do, right? Thou wilt strike down thy friend, and by example of thy righteousness persuade me to break mine oath and kill my kindred? I can never get over how cute he is. Heed me, my child. The servants of Hydaelyn envisioned a different outcome. They intend salvation not only for Ishgard, but for the doomed Dragon Slayer as well. So his argument is, well, okay, this guy says that he wants to kill anyone for the sake of righteousness. And he's willing to kill even his own father to do it. But these other ones are like, they understand that, but they're also trying to save everyone in the process. Believest thou this shade to be Nidhogg returned? It is not merely a manifestation of his vengeance, the shadow cast by thy brood-brother's rage. I would not command thee, but ponder well thy course, lest it lead thee unto greater remorse. And your character just looks dramatically. Oh, I get to make a decision. It doesn't matter, but you get to make a decision. I've already made this one, so you guys can choose this one. I'll be playing further. I'm just recapping things right now. There's a big long one coming up, which is the reason why I decided to stream today. You want ellipses? Alright. I have not tried this one. Last time I think I said this, because this one seems too selfish. This one just... I figured, well, this is the one chance I've gotten to actually say something. So basically I only had one option. Since this one's kind of a stupid option, this one's nothing, and then this one is just whatever's left. So let's try nothing this time and see what happens. The Warrior of Light is right. What, no words from me, Warrior? I take it thou art resolved to act whether I aid thee or no. So even though I just stand there like a retard, he's like, wow, you're really determined. So, what? What's going on? Thy determination has propelled me to action. What? Oh, thank you. Are we still here? What's going on? Hast thou the strength of will to stand against so terrible a shadow, I wonder? 'Twould seem I must put thee and thy companions to the proof. So he's gonna make you go through a dungeon. So you go do like a dungeon because it's a video game, and then he's like, alright, good job. Then you go fight the guy. Off he goes. Come fight my army of silly moglings. I kind of find it funny that anytime that you interact with the Mogs, the game basically makes you shit all over them. Like you run into Moglan or something like that, and he's like, you remember me, right? And it gives you two wrong choices, and then it gives you a third choice that just admits, I have no idea who you are. I'm a racist, and all of you look exactly the same to me. Which is fantastic. I think this is where that actually starts. Where the actual fight begins. This is after you do the dumb dungeon. 'Cause, 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 'cause and they show up, and he's like, hey, you know what that means, right? Means shit's about to go down. Apparently the whole your character just being an idiot and nodding to everything stops being a thing in Stormbringer? Is that what its name is? But Stormbringer also is the most anime and asinine of all the stories as a result. Like, it gets really, really stupid and it's full of tropes. From what I gather. I don't know if that's true or not. So apparently some things start getting fixed, but it starts getting worse in other ways. I guess that's subjective, though, whether that's worse. It could be better, if you look at it that way. We shall lend you our wings. Let us meet with Nidhogg in the field of battle and together bring an end to this wrathful song. Shadow. Yeah, what am I combining? Stormblood. Sorry. Stormblood? What? It's not really called Stormblood, is it? Like a storm of blood? Or the blood of a storm? Like, Stormbringer actually makes sense. That actually sounds pretty neat. Stormblood? Shadowbringer doesn't really make a lot of sense, but I know that one's true. Yeah, I'm not overly fond of Moogles in the first place. Less anime, more Hollywood. So there's a lot more stupid explosions in that. Apparently Shadowbringers is the best of the expansions. It's taken them a while to get to it. Like, this one's been fine. It is filled with a lot of tropes, and some of it is kind of dumb. There's one or two things where there's big gaping plot holes, or things just happening for the hell of it happening. But for the most part, it's been fine. It's been mildly compelling. I wouldn't say that it's like an amazing story or anything, but it works. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of cutscenes. Ooh. Ooh. Goodness. You know, they're evil dragons because they have the eyes that don't have any pupils in them. Well, no, I take that back. The other ones are like that too. But it's not as pronounced because they don't glow. Oh, man. Fucking sick. He did some sort of fighting game maneuver that I don't know the name of. All these dragons are one-hit kills. They're effectively doing, like, the swords really aren't that big in comparison to the size of a dragon. Like, they're humans are actually really, really fragile for the most part. Not as fragile as something like a horse, but like, our skin is really, really thin. Most animals have pretty thick skin for the most part. Especially if you get into, like, hippos and elephants and things of that size. So you're effectively, like, shoving... Like, if their skin is, like, that thick and you're shoving a sword into it, it's still mainly just a grazing wound. It wouldn't kill them, especially if you're shoving it into, like, their neck muscle. It would be unfortunate and it would not feel good, but it wouldn't kill them. The fabric on this is amazing, by the way. This is like bamboo fiber stuff. I have this on my bed sheets. Feels really good. Manages heat really well, too. She like jumped up to hit that one. Yeah, they like take bamboo and they strip it down until it's individual strands. It's pretty weird. Then again, dragons are a fictitious animal, so you can just say whatever you want. They're pretty tough. Yeah, this whole massacre sequence goes on for quite a while, doesn't it?
Reinforcements! By the Fury, that one is the size of Nidhogg.
If they actually wanted suspense, they probably should have said, "Oh no, here comes Nidhogg" or something. But then it, like, they comes through the mist or something and you can see that it's not him, or you actually, better way of handling would be to see two of them. Like, they see one and then they see another and they have a moment of confusion. Until they, like, clash in midair briefly. Whatever. I'm being a writer.
Lord Commander.
Player character. That does not roll. You can't do that. You are late, Warrior of Light. Don't do that. They really should have come up with a better term than Warrior of Light. Honestly, it probably sounds fine in Japanese, because it's probably one condensed term. I can't possibly imagine that it's that complicated. I wonder what it is in Japanese. They just call you Adventurer? That's it? That's kind of lame. Well, that's the thing. They shouldn't be calling you Wall or Warrior of Light. It should be like some sort of fictional term that sounds fine, but is condensed so that they can just use it whenever they want to. Maybe a special term that is only used for people that are affected by Hydaelyn, that's been used in the past, but hasn't been relevant and irrelevant into the past few thousand years or something. Like, it can be anything, it's fiction. Oh, that's what that is. Okay. I'm sure there's all sorts of things, but I hate hearing this. Wherefore standest thou with these vermin, brother? Abandon this war, shade. The suffering thou sowest serveth no end. The traitor's progeny have learned of their forefathers' betrayal, and seek now to make amends with our kind. Never shall our grief be assuaged, nor our loss forgotten, but reconciliation may yet halt the spread of this plague of enmity. Forsake thy vengeance and be at peace. What if you'll agree? What soft-headed ramblings are these? Thy dalliance with that vile maid hath robbed thee of thy wits. Mayhap her cloying perfume hath made thee forget the stench of our brood sister's lifeblood. Thou darest speak thus of my beloved? Ah, so the flames of rage may yet be kindled. I fear thy heart's fire had long since gone out, but waste not thy fury on words, brother. Thou shalt have need of it for the battle. Your character's like, he's pissed. I'm just gonna go over here. The tippy tap of your little bitty shoes, your sneakers, move off to the side, as dragons wage war on one another. Brother! The Warrior of Light is so lame in cutscenes. They may as well not be there most of the time. It's not even that, it's whenever they are. Like, their animations are kind of lame, they look kind of dumb and doofy. Some guy in the background just gets blown up, it's fine. Ah! My leg! My leg! Oh no. He's creating a boss arena. Someone stop him. Yeah, the starboard and larboard side I've heard about before. Which is especially stupid because even in real life they stopped using the term larboard because it sounded too much like starboard. That's why we have the term port. Like, if they want to use nautical terms, that's fine, but actually use the one that even sailors decided was best. I think that really sums up things more than anything else. Oh no. Broly and Goku are fighting so hard that they ripped a hole in the fabric of space-time or something. But when the localization team is so enamored with making things sound old-fashioned and overly, like, flowery, that they start using nautical terms that even sailors said, this is bullshit, then you probably have a problem. A very dramatic scene, but he gets better. Like in a few minutes, too. A few minutes from now, he just gets his wing back and he's fine. Patui. Gah. Thou art weak, Svaelger, a slithering worm who fawneth on the vermin who should rightly be his prey. For 1,000 years have I fought without cease, and thou didst think to prevail against me. I'm a badass. He's been fighting for 1,000 years, because I'm a badass. It's... Even whenever he first... There's the scene where he delivers news about the betrayal for the first time. He does admit that he's apparently been telling them for years that he doesn't like humans, and that something's going to eventually happen, and they need to be killed. So I think at least that establishes that Nidhogg probably, ever since forever, he's always viewed smaller entities as being beneath them, and himself as being superior. So I guess that's really his characterization, that he's just inherently an evil creature in the first place. So this really has nothing to do with anything in regards to vengeance. He's just using that as his moral imperative to explain away why he wants to slaughter everything that dares question his superiority. Glory not in thy victory, Shade. The battle is not yet won. My power and my hope have I entrusted to another. Oh, they got to reuse the model that is missing an eye, finally. Thine eye? What'd you do? What do you fucking think? This doesn't actually like, you don't gain superpowers as a result of this. You just fight a normal fight. Fool, thou wouldst trust a mortal with thy strength? This P energy will give me the strength to shoot my gun good. I know you. Oh, it starts playing this music too. 'Twas thou that didst intrude upon my lair and best the half of me. But now I am whole, and naught in creation shall deny me my vengeance. After this cutscene is over, this music keeps playing, and it brings you to like a map where he's waiting for you on the other side of the bridge, and you have to wait for on the raid finder. I had to wait for 30 minutes while this song played. So I ended up just watching videos the whole time. Kind of killed the mood. Oh, she leaned in. You're gonna get it now. It kind of loses this effect. So that's what happens. Wow, I dropped a whole bunch of frames there. Oh yeah, this is the dungeon thing. And then you fight. The music tried. And then you fight, and then you beat him. You shoot him with a gun so many times that he just can't stand it. The fight was kind of ruined for me because our healer at the last second started typing and didn't heal me, so I ended up being the only person to die. So I just laid there for like a good 2 minutes. I got revived briefly at the very end, but I never got healed, so I just died once my invulnerability wore off, so the whole thing got ruined for me. Super cool. Super cool. Oh, the part that I haven't showed is that Alf this whole time has been really, really enamored with the idea of saving Estinian. Because he's like his big brother. And also, I imagine he's gotten tired of losing people and the Crystal Braves betraying him and all this other stuff. Is this to be mine end? So, it's kind of funny. There's sort of setting up Alf to, like... This would almost be like the start of a villain arc for Alf if they handled it differently. Where he's becoming so obsessed with going at any cost whatsoever to stop evil that he's, you know, kind of going nuts. But it actually pays off and nothing happens. Nay, I will not allow it. I am of the first brood. I am vengeance incarnate. I am Nidhogg. Now he starts talking in English because he's so mad. Sad about what? Nothing really sad happens here.
This is not your hand, worm.
Now Estinian gives himself a stranger on his neck.
I
would ask one last favor of you, Warrior of Light. Finish me, now, while I have the beast subdued!
You don't really... Well, okay. You have him subdued. Okay. Having to check frames ever so often. Oh, yeah, I guess it is sort of sad, I guess.
You waste your time. Kill me! It is the only way! Ending Nidhogg will be my final duty.
Duty.
No! You can't die like this! I won't let you!
Warrior of Light says nothing, of course. It doesn't affect us. We're fine. It's that lady whose name I keep forgetting. I can't remember what her name is. I just call her Iceheart, because her actual name is, like, so almost nonsensical. And it's Harchevon? I can't remember how you pronounce his name. He's more... He looks so goofy. What? Again, this has more context if you know what his original characterization is. Localization team, as I said last time, completely obliterated his character. Thanks, localization team, for ruining something else about the game. And there he goes, off to Dragon Heaven. Undone by mortal will. Whither now? And then they also go to heaven, I guess. Oh yeah, Ysael. This is the part worth mentioning here. You have the eye. Last time you had both eyes, they took over Estinian and he revived anyways. Even though Nidhogg's soul already floated off into heaven, which should have happened the first time but didn't for some reason. I immediately thought, wait, what? Cast them into the abyss. So you run over here and you throw them off the side of the bridge. Which, at the time, I thought, that is the most dangerous way of handling this. I understand that you would want to get rid of them as fast as possible. Do not throw both of them together off of the same place into... Like, even if people can't get down there, who knows where they're going to be now? I think I'd refer to this as, you may as well have sprinkled sequel juice on top of the eyes. Let's just throw them into a place where we might be able to write them back into the story later for some reason. That was a tremendously bad idea. Don't do that. But I think that's pretty much it. I don't think that much of anything else happens after that. What was scene 9? I can't remember. Yeah, it's just you going back home and everyone being like, good job. Oh yeah, Estinian, let me think. Estinian is injured. Yes. Estinian is injured and he's in the hospital right now. And Alf insists on going to see him. And you go back because you're supposed to be resting. And they're like, nah, you don't need the rest. Why don't you go see Estinian as well? So you go do that. And that's where we're at now. Okay. So nothing really happens. That's going to be another, yeah, an hour, 30 minutes. Okay. Alright. So we're caught up. And I'm sure those eyes will never come up again. I appreciate the like, it makes sense that you would want to get rid of them, and also, if you, as a writer, if you want to set up that they might come back in some form or another later on, that's a good way of handling it, I guess. It just sort of paints your characters as being stupid. Really, the correct course of action would have been probably to throw one of them into the abyss, and then the other one you keep and figure out what to do with later. Maybe give it to Heidelin, why not? She needs energy. Here you go. Enjoy an eye. Enjoy this eyeball. What am I doing? Oh, yeah. Is there anything I need in Limsa? I don't think so. I better go check. I think that's going to be a few hours before my squad shit. Oh yeah, I need to do the next stage of training, I guess. That's one thing. Alright. Yeah, we're going to get a cutscene warning. This is the reason why I started to, I stopped streaming. Because really not that much happened. There's basically big chunks of cutscenes in one or two little spots, and that was it. Most of the stuff that happened, I could safely skip over, and it just wouldn't matter. Okay, the sun. How much longer? 3 hours and 49 minutes. Alright. Got quite a while on that. I can just get some general XP. I'm trying to get everything up to 50. Alright, so that's done, which means I can go back to Foundation and do that there. Okay. How far are we into the game? This is the end... the end of 3.3? So I'm about to start 3.4, I think. And how much does the game have right now? Are we on 5.0 or 5.1? I think it's Forgotten Eye. 5.05? Oh, 05. That, well, nothing actually content-wise has been added since the last major release, has it? It's just that there's been some, like, bug fixes and stuff. I don't think any content's been put in. I like to jump up on the table to assert dominance when I talk to NPCs. So that they know who's boss. Let me go use the bathroom real fast. Oh yeah, a raid got added, didn't it? It's true. Alright.
What you guys need?
So, Chad, how you doing?
Alright. Here we go. As I explained in the start of the stream, I actually tried to make myself several times, but the game just does not... Gosh, it's such a cloud of players right now. I tried to make myself several times, and I showed off my attempts, but they just don't look particularly good. It's that motherfucker again. Colonel Sanders. That's the one that gave me... I never did do that. Hold on. We'll play in sequence. No, not just yet. I forgot about that. This thing of wine I'm supposed to do. that Colonel Sanders gave me eons ago. I'll spray it all over Amaric's face. Let's go see Estinian! He's almost dead! That's how you assert dominance. You stand on their table, and then you spray them with wine. Alright, we'll play in sequence? Yes. Alright. Let's go to the infirmary and visit Estinian. I've not seen any of this. Alf's being a whiny baby.
Estinian.
If he actually manages to wake up, they really need to get him a new set of armor. He has to wash it now. Especially since now it's got, like, eyeball sockets on it. Is he dead as a doornail? No, he's fine. Okay. I thought that character development may happen. It would have been a little bit more interesting if he'd just been dead.
Forgive me. When I saw you awaken, I could not... It was such a relief. We feared you might never wake up.
Now, Estinian. If Master Alphino thought any less of you, you would still be Nidhogg's plaything. Or dead.
Emmerich is so much bigger than Alphino is. He can just, like, grab his head like a basketball and just move him.
Aye, it was but a jest. I thank you, Alphino. And you too, Warrior of Light. Quite how you managed to persuade Hraesvogr to aid in his brood brother's downfall I cannot imagine. But full glad am I that you did. Yet again, you have achieved the impossible.
When I say that they need a term rather than Warrior of Light, I mean something like Jedi. Like, if you just had a term for what you are that isn't something that long, it would be fine. Like, imagine if it was like, I thank you, Alphino, and you too, Jedi, or something. Master Jedi. Obviously not Jedi, but you get what I'm saying. I appreciate that it's Warrior of Light. It's something other than just adventure, because that would be worse. If it was just like, and you too, soldier. At least it's this. At least it's this. What? Oh, thanks. Cool.
I owe you an apology. When last we met, I did willingly loose an arrow at your heart. Can you forgive me?
I tried to kill you last
There is
time.
naught to forgive, Emmerich. You but acted in defense of Ishgard as is your duty.
I in fact would think that Estinian would be super happy about them trying to kill him. Nothing would bring him greater joy, knowing him.
Any less single-minded about it, I would not follow you into battle, nor trust you at my back. Besides, I have come to the selfsame conclusion, that I would have to perish for Nidhogg to be stopped. So let us dispense with the hand-wringing. I have heard enough mewling for one day.
Yeah, I guess we've never actually seen him with the helmet off. I didn't really think about it until just now.
Oh.
And my hot daughter says nothing. Good job, daughter.
The tendrils of Nidhogg's foul presence bound up every fiber of my being, usurping my senses, but I yet retained some trace of awareness. The worm's mind was as a vast and tumultuous sea, endlessly, its black waters churned, his grief and despair at Ratatoska's murder never calming, never receding. Driven by this surging current came wave upon wave of unrelenting rancor.
So according to him, the source of his rage actually was Rotato's I forgot about that. Rotato's murder. Which kind of undermines the theory, but
Of my own heart. There I saw the dark reflection of the hatred I felt after Nidhogg.
it's like we're the same. We're not so different, you and I.
Vengeance against dragonkind.
Maybe we were the murderers all along.
Neither one of us had a choice. But I was blessed with something Nidhogg was not. Comrades and teachers to console and admonish me. Had I not had them to gainsay my obsession, it would surely have consumed me as Nidhogg's did him, and we would have been in all respects alike.
To gainsay my obsession. The localization team, pull back on the throttle, please. I know you have a dictionary and a thesaurus, and you really want us to know that you have them.
Though his shade is banished, his spirit scattered upon the sea of clouds, I feel no joy at his passing. Where once I craved vengeance, I now crave rest.
Well, you've been giving this speech for the past 10 minutes. Maybe you should. I'd be tired too. I like my helmet.
Lord Commander, my hunt is at an end. I would lay down the mantle of Azure Dragoon.
My friend.
He has tired himself with too many words.
Yeah, he tired me out too.
But he will make a full recovery. But he must be allowed some few days of quiet.
Stop nodding and just go. Enough of the fucking nodding in these cutscenes. Yep, he's still there.
I too must see my path to its end. Sleep well, my friend.
But then a third eye rolls out from under the bed and laughs maniacally.
Following the battle with Nidhogg and the Steps of Faith, Sir Emery called an assembly that he might make his final proclamation as acting head of state.
Oh no. They're gonna have to go over who has to rule Ishgard. My least favorite subject.
One decree that the 1,000-year rule of the archbishops was ended, paving the way for a new republic.
That means the future will improve, because republics are always superior.
The governance of Ishgard would now be placed in the hands of high and lowborn alike, their ranks represented by the newly founded House of Lords and House of Commons.
Uh-huh. That'll work out really well.
Church was separated from state. The foundation for change had been carefully laid, and the reforms proposed by Ishgard's new government passed into law without incident.
And all the silly hats in the realm did applaud.
De Burrell gladly stepped down from the archbishop's dais, only to be raised unto the highest seat in the House of Lords.
And so he stepped down from ruling into the position of the highest ruler.
Though he strove at first to refuse this honor, the unexpectedly strident voice of the Count de Durandare left him little choice but to accept.
Uh-huh. He was forced into being important.
And so it was that the winds of gentle revolution began to stir.
Cool. Things improved. The end. Right? The end, right? Because I'm really tired of hearing about politics.
Prominent among the many honored guests at Sir Emeric's investiture were the ambassadors of Dragonkind, a fitting symbol of Ishgard's newfound peace.
I really want to see one of them, like, start hacking and, like, cough up a goat or something. Oh, my deepest apologies. At this momentous occasion, most inopportune moment. Oh, it's the horrible child. We love to fly. We're children in a fictitious environment. We're always full of wonder. Oh, okay, he's doing it. He's the child, I'm sorry.
By their cheers did they hail him an Azure Dragoon for a new age.
He's a... okay, sure, why not? Because he's already dressed in blue. But it's not the evil blue. Oh, but will he ever date me? Now they go back and do the Dragoon quest line and put him back in their armor. He's like a big flying chicken. Big doofy looking thing.
The notes of the dragon song rewritten, the din of war giving way to a rising litany of peace and hope.
Where are we going? Bye, I guess. Guess I was just escorting him home or something. In the memoirs of Count Edmond de Foltam... Foltam... Evans Ward. So this is sort of the inverse of the last time that we had several cutscenes will play in sequence. Last time, it was a lot of shit is about to go down. This time, it's more like a lot of nothing is going to happen. Gonna write about your dead son? No, he's done. A Hobbit's Tale. At last I can die. When just explodes. Father! He did it at last. He finished his book, then exploded, as he always said he would. There's no cover technology in Final Fantasy XIV, sadly. Yep, that's his helmet, alright. Oh, okay, I guess that was it. Yeah, that's not exactly what I thought it was going to be. I thought some sort of crazy shit was going to happen, but no, it's just nothing. Alright, new Azure Dragoon. Who's an Azure Dragoon of politics. Tell me about it. I was gazing out at the sea of clouds, an all too rare moment of idleness when I chanced to behold a certain hero wending her way towards the city on Dragonback. Welcome home. Yep. Sad nod. Nay, 'twas no grave matter that moved me to greet you in person. Between you and me, I merely sought respite from the pressures of office. It's only been like a day, right? No sooner do I surrender my role as temporary head of state than I'm burdened with a position of more permanent responsibility. I fancy that it echoes in some small measure the way you must feel when your improbable feats of heroism are rewarded with still more impossible challenges. I still don't know why I'm doing any of it. The myth which guided our society for generations lies in tatters. Am I then to be scorned for building upon the system of nobility that I once sought to tear down? What strange jest is this that places me at its pinnacle? An archbishop's bastard at the head of the House of Lords. Is she gonna say something about a knight lives to serve or something? Because that keeps coming up. But these questions are for me to answer. I don't care. I exist to kill. It is not in man's nature to change overnight. This I learned through painful experience. I must have said that recently somehow. And it was this hard lesson which convinced me to take the path which we now follow. Even as we rebuild the bridge between man and dragon, so must we reimagine Ishgard, one carefully placed stone at a time. Please remember that it is not for us that we laid this groundwork, but why are you giving me this speech? I don't care. But for the men and women that our children will become. May their towers rise proudly from the fundament of our legacy. Like, if this were an actual conversation, like he's saying this to the viewer. But if he were actually telling this to someone that's supposedly his friend that he's been around for a while, like, wouldn't you also be like, yeah, okay, why are you telling me this? I don't need a speech, Emmerich. You want to go get something to drink? May their towers rise proudly from the fundament of our legacy. What the fuck are you doing? I just got back. I need to take a dump. What do you want? This is not a normal conversation. I hear word from Captain Whitecape. This is the shittiest hero. Captain Whitecape. That Estinian has vanished from his sick room. Good, good. His willfulness survives undiminished. Should you ever happen upon our unmannerly friend on your travels, pray assure him that I shall keep Ishgard safe until he deigns to come home. So he's just going to be a Ronin now? Thank you, Dusty, and please convey my warmest regards to Master Alphino. I only do the growling and scoffing when Dusty talks whenever it involves... Whenever it involves something that is too complicated for her to understand and she wants to kill. Which is usually... Most of the time she communicates via nods, though. Which is her way. That is the way of her people. Okay. This is gonna be... Last Vigil. I'm mainly rushing through the story because I'm at level 70 now, and I can't get access to any new abilities without blasting through the rest of the story. Alright, over here. I've done... That's what I wanted to do. The Hildebrand stuff on stream. The next part is actually here in Ishgard. And I avoided picking it up for that reason. You spoke with Sir Emmerich. I do not envy him his new position. Ishgard has chosen a new road. I showed off some of the cutscenes of the Hildebrand stuff while I was eating like a stream or two ago. Open littered with the detritus. Ishgard has chosen a new road, but one littered with the detritus. Like, anytime, I really wish the localization dude was, like, next to me so I could look over at him. But, come on. Fuck off. Yet though her people may stumble from time to time, I know of none better than Sir Emmerich to lead the march of progress. People don't talk like this. Just have them talk like people. As for us, there remains the small matter of ushering in a new dawn in the shadow of inscrutable Asian machinations and a seemingly endless procession of primals. But we too must walk our chosen path, no matter how treacherous the footing. Stop. Stop. Imagine a stop sign. Stop. People don't talk this way, especially if they are friends with one another. People don't talk this way, and never have. Ever. Okay. Panoramic, Dragon Song, Experience, Alpine Coat. This is that silly... Yeah, that thing. It's fine. In the wake of Ishgard's government reform, new airship routes have been sanctioned. Cool. You may now travel to a selection of distant locales from the landing in Ishgard. Oh, can I finally actually leave the fucking city without teleporting? Jackasses. Cutscene, I guess. Like, I get accused of... Like, I've often been accused in life of having an overly verbose dialogue. I'm not that bad. This dumb chode that was walking around with emo kid. You can tell he's evil because he smiles like an idiot. I don't know why they even really bothered introducing the whole Warrior of Darkness stuff so early. It didn't get used at all. There's like 2 scenes where that was pertinent in any respect. See, he's there interacting with an Asian. You can't tell me that he's not linked with the Asian whenever there's been 2 or 3 scenes of them already talking to them. Thank you, Blownhires. Nay, you need not remain there. We shall rendezvous at the usual place. Blownhires. Elidibus says, all is proceeding as expected then. Aye, there is naught to concern us, aside from one overly curious mouse. See, like, his dialogue here is appropriate enough, because he sounded like he's talking as people would actually talk if they sounded like assholes all the time. So if you're going to localize something, this is fine. Alpha No is not acceptable. I guess, yes, what's her face again? I forgot that I showed her feet briefly. And here comes Thinkrid. Why are they doing that with her face? We know who it is. Him again. It is of no moment. They will play their part and we will play ours. Your dumb chin strap hair will carry us through to victory, most certainly. And thus did Grey Mist give way to azure skies, man and dragon rise above, voices joined in song, and beneath shrouded bows, beyond the scope of light, shadow stirs. Sure it does. And storms bleed. Alright. Oh. Alright, need to pull this out while I'm thinking about it. Okay, and let's see, this dude. A new day dawns in Ishgard, and the house for Tom Knight has tidings for you. He brings me tidings of delicious meals. I love getting a plate meal as my quest reward. It will teach you things. Mistress Gripes, Mistress Gripes. That's me. You are come at a most excellent time. An invitation with a truly preeminent personage was delivered to the manor but a short while ago. Would that you have been present to receive it, but in any event, Sir Emmerich de Borel, I keep forgetting about that, Lord Speaker of the House of Lords, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, and Viscount of House Borel, cordially invites Mistress Gripes to dine with him at his estate. I keep forgetting he's a bastard child of Ultra Pope, but he was adopted by someone. And I guess despite the fact that he has no blood relation to House Borel, he is their leader? Which is really strange. You seem surprised. The messenger assured me that his lord had broached the subject with you at an earlier date when the arrangements for the peace conference were still being finalized. I still have no idea what he's talking about. Of course, the intervening moons afforded little opportunity for leisure, but with the happy advent of peace, 'tis plain the Lord Commander sees no further cause to delay. What say you? I have no idea what he's asking. They're doing a party or something, and he's asking if I'm interested in going to a party? Like, it's so hard to parse what the fuck they're talking about whenever they keep localizing all the language to be so incredibly verbose. You want to have dinner with him? Okay, great. I'd be glad to accept. I would, but I haven't the foggiest what to wear. Any thoughts? To be honest, or rather not. Do you have any free clothing to give me? Give me free shit. You would ask me. Well, I am sure that as a personal friend of Sir Emmerich, you are at liberty to wear whatever you deem appropriate. Okay. That said, when in doubt, a man of note could do far worse than an alpine coat. Isn't that the thing they just gave me, that stupid-looking bullshit coat that douchebags wear? At least that is what Lord Malane, the idiot that nearly cost us the entire war, has been heard to say. I assume the same holds true for ladies. Ahem. When you are ready, pray report. This is the worst advice. When you're ready, go there. A man of House Burrell should be waiting for you, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to wear that coat. Alpine coat. I look like a douchebag. More than usual. Doesn't even die particularly well. This game really needs multiple, This game really needs multiple material selections. Yeah. Some are better than others. Like, this pouring all the dye on the whole thing does not work. You can't do that. That's not how clothing works. It's not how design works. I'm sure it's very easy to code in, but you need to put forth more effort than that. Especially in a game that's about fashion. No, anyways, I think I'll just show up wearing the same shit I always do. I don't think I even have anything. Yeah, I don't think I actually have any clothing that's sort of leisure clothing yet. I mean, I guess I sort of do, but... Oh, it's not here? What? Maybe I should just do... Oh, down here. Oh, right, yeah, okay. For all of Anthem's faults, holy shit, did it have a great customization feature.
Amazing.
Alright, what have we got here? What should I should I show up in my pimp outfit? My gambler outfit? That's what I'm wearing now. What's that? Oh yeah, my Heat Toasty outfit. I forgot about that. Let's see. I don't think I actually have anything. Some of the stuff I can't wear because I'm not the right class. Since I'm not technically a mage right now, I don't know how to put it on. It's too hard. Really, this I got for... It was really nice of them to actually give you augmented, like, 240 gear. Like a whole set for free. Twice, even. That was neat. I don't really have too much going on. One of my general goals is to get fancy casual clothing, but usually stuff like that is really, really expensive on the market. So I don't really have much of anything. I have this stupid bullshit, though. Oh yeah, don't have that much. What do you guys think? I have not tried out Black... Why would anyone want to play Black Desert Online? It's barely even a game. It's like asking if someone has played Bless. Like, you don't play those games, you just do their character creator and then stop playing. Wear the pimp outfit, huh? Alright, well, wear the pimp outfit. Alright, here we go. Now we're ready. I actually want to do the Hildebrand stuff that's in Ishgard right after this, so don't let me forget about that. Also, I leveled up enough to do the next Dark Knight quest. So I can also do that. I'm at like 35 or whatever the hell it is. It's gonna take a long time to get that up. Like this. So we'll do this real fast since we're all gussied up and have our gun ready. That's weird. You don't see them talking very often. Alright, go inside. Is this where he lives? I have the honor and the privilege to serve as head steward of House Burrell, though admittedly our staff is somewhat smaller than those of other noble families, being countable on one hand. What? You have a staff of less than 5? My lord would be overjoyed to hear that you have accepted his invitation. As you will soon see, we have spared no expense. I dare say a woman of action such as yourself enjoys nary a moment's respite. Aye, the battlefield beckons even now, I am sure, but for this day we bid you lay down your burdens and raise a glass to peace and prosperity. Enjoy this cutscene of you getting drunk. We have modeled this room specifically to seduce you. See, it's a good thing I didn't show up wearing that. Because he showed up wearing the exact same thing. That would have been embarrassing. Especially if I had dyed it. Because then I would have... I was considering dyeing it purple. His clothing doesn't abide by the same bullshit.
To think the Mughals would prove such harsh taskmasters. Forgive me. I did not know you had suffered so in your quest for the horn.
See, whenever they dye his shit purple, it's just the part that actually should be dyed that gets dyed. To say he has 2 materials. We don't get that. If I dyed my shit purple, that part sure might look sort of purple, but everything else would also be purple. Stop doing that shit. Damn you 1.0. Oh yeah, there was a cutscene way earlier where he asked if I wanted to have a drink later or something, and my character for some reason acted kind of weird about it.
I must say, your spirited accounts always come as a welcome change from the arid reports which fill my days.
I like hearing about murder. Don't give me that shit. You're gonna plastering me up. This food that neither one of us has eaten at all sure is good. How about you? No, you're not plastering me up either, says Emmerich. I'll put wine in their shit anyways. I'll get them both drunk and or die trying. This is a really weird cutscene, by the way.
Though I have lived in these lands my entire life, to hear you speak of them, there is much and more I have yet to see. Truly, yours was a marvelous journey.
Neat. Oh, I get to actually talk? Though perhaps a bit long for my liking. Oh, that's true. Why not join me on the next? It wasn't all sunshine and lemon cakes? I did murder a whole bunch of people. Oh, what do you guys think? Oh, yeah, I knew that you guys would want the second option. Of course. Why don't you fucking leave? All he's gonna say is, I can't leave, I have duties to perform, but maybe one day, it'll be something like that. Lemon cakes? Maybe I should have picked lemon cakes. What was that?
Be told, when I think back on the sweeping vistas of the churning mists, I do feel some slight pangs of wanderlust.
Wanderlust, he says.
Alas, much as I would like to accept your invitation, I fear my present duties with the House of Lords demand my undivided attention. Someday, perhaps. By your deeds, you have helped us to lay the foundation for lasting reform. The formation of the Republic is but the beginning. For it is not only our system of governance which must needs change. We, the people, must learn to let go of our hatreds and rise above our bloody past.
He's doing this again. Why does he always feel the need to give speeches to me? Like, I'm just here talking about... There was this one time I killed this one Moogle. It was especially fat, so it just exploded everywhere. And meanwhile, he's like, the formation of the Republic is but the beginning. Oh, he's going on with this again.
Achieve some measure of success, that I might know the lost did not die in vain.
I don't need a speech, Emmerich. We've been over this.
I can still see you there on the steps of faith, striding fearlessly towards the worm. If you could do that, who are we to balk at the challenges ahead? The question of how best to strengthen ties with the other great nations of Eorzea has been debated at length in the Lords and Commons of late.
You could do what I do, and sell prostitutes on the street and make money from it.
Maintaining stability during this period of historic upheaval is our paramount concern. Nevertheless, we are greatly indebted to the Alliance for their support during the Grand Melee, and it would be remiss of us not to repay their faith in kind. Of course, we owe you the greatest debt of all, and it is my hope that in extending our support to you and the Scions, we might also express our gratitude to our neighbors, nay, our fellow Eorzeans, whom we pray you will continue to protect. The Lords and Commons agree on very little, but not a soul in either house begrudges your order this offer of patronage. For all you have done and will do, we thank you.
Thank you. Do you want me to, like, bow, or should I sign something? I thought I was here to eat. Should we take a photo together, since we're both being assholes? Maybe have a historian talk about that time that we drank wine that had poison in it, or whatever the fuck's going on.
May I ask a personal question?
Guess he put honey in it? I have no idea what the hell he was doing earlier.
Now the dust has settled, what will you do? Not as a scion, I mean, but what do you want for yourself?
I don't know. The game has never covered that information at all. As far as I know, my character just showed up and got attacked, so they don't like the Empire because they don't like being stabbed. And they're like, fuck these guys, I'll stab them instead. And then after that, some lady told me that I had an infection that made me have psychic gifts that maybe exposit dialogue sometimes. And now I'm killing gods for no real reason other than I can. Although it hasn't really benefited me at all. So, I guess I'll wander off and serve the wishes of this mysterious crystal lady that keeps forcing me to do things. Even though I have no idea who it is, where it came from, or what it wants.
Lord Commander, pray forgive the interruption.
I don't say anything anyways.
News from House Fulton.
House Fulton has exploded.
Of light, I was instructed to deliver it without delay. Master Thancred returned to the manor a short time ago, carrying an injured maiden.
Yeah. What's Alf's dumb sister?
Tataru attending to her wounds, but they like not her chances. Respectfully, my lord, they have requested the Warrior of Light's immediate presence.
Wait, she didn't get injured. She was watching them, and then what's-his-face saw her, so she started to run away. And then Thancred jumped in front of him and said, "Nuh-uh, don't you do that." And then they both ran away. Neither one of them got injured. There's no problem. No one should be injured. Did she, like, Did she get a bad case of, like, poison ivy when she was running through the brush or something? Oh, that poor deer. I don't know. People exploding's funny to me. I like it when people explode, especially whenever it's unexpected.
For every ending marks a new beginning.
Shut up. Sniffing their own farts. Basically just saying, now that one story's over, we'll start another one.
Tragedy and sacrifice, we rise to greet a new dawn.
Shut up.
As did she. Only to be drawn unto another battlefield, another cause, as if by fate.
Mm-hmm. As if the video game makers were creating new content and releasing it successively in an iterative process to make money. And she would be their wallet. Return the house. Okay. Well, this is the start of that. Here, I need to use the bathroom again, since I'm an old man and that happens a lot. You guys vote for yourselves. Do you want me to do this, continue on the main thing, and potentially miss information, I guess, whenever I don't stream it, because I have to do it either way? Or do the next Dark Knight quest, which I can only do one of, or do the next Hildebrand quest? Those are your three options. Or go and gamble at the gold saucer. Something of that nature. I've already done all the Alexanders. Everyone that I've talked to about the Alexander stuff has agreed that the Alexander story was kind of mediocre. Nothing really happens other than you learn that a time-traveling lady and some guy go back in time to propagate the own race that birthed them. So it's actually a giant incest story. Cool. Fantastic. I don't think I've done coils, whatever the fuck that is. I've done... is it raids? So I've already done all that. Oh, binding coil Bahamut? I don't remember doing it, but I probably did. So I've already done all that. That's right, Hildy, Dark Knight. Those coils. Okay. No, I never really was much of a hunter. I've done some of it, but not in a long time. My brother was the one that was obsessed with hunting. Okay, so it sort of sounds like you guys want to do Hildebrand. Which I don't know how long that's going to take. I remember where she is, where Nashu is. Apparently coils is a big long thing that might be sort of important, but is going to be a pain in the ass. Cool. When did you get a last name? Nashu... Makaraka? Okay. As you catch sight of Nashu, you cannot help but wonder if you're about to have a bad time. Probably. Well, I'll be... Dusty in the flesh, a pleasure to see you again. Wait, is this what they call serendipity? It is, isn't it? That settles it. You've got to help me find the inspector. Well, your character knows what's about to happen. Or I was hoping you would silently agree. So I've been trying to calculate the trajectory. Oh, right. The last time... If you don't know, I've already done all the Hildebrand stuff up until Heavensward. The last time that we see him from Realm Reborn, he had accidentally activated the blessing of a magic sword that caused him to rocket off into space, basically. So he's been flying around in the sky ever since. I've been trying to calculate the trajectory the inspector took when he was catapulted into the sky again. I've triple-checked my figures and concluded he must have landed somewhere here in Ishgard. Unfortunately, the investigation hasn't been proceeding as smoothly as I had hoped. But now that you're here, we're sure to make some progress. Come, let's speak with the merchants and see if anyone hasn't had dealings with a gentlemanly Highlander. Okay. So, talk to everyone. Apologies, can I say I usually skip past these just because they never say anything. It's either just, no, I've never seen anyone, yeah, maybe. Good morrow, you're looking for someone, Highlander. I know not this man you speak, but perhaps Mistress Elaise does. She is well acquainted with a lot of merchants. Okay. Some of sure, but I've not described such clients as particularly gentlemanly, I'm afraid. So go find this Elaise lady. There she is. She apparently is a witch. No, no, she's just standing next to a furnace. Okay. I've already done Alexander. I didn't particularly care for Alexander. Mainly just because the story was... Mainly because the story was something that should have been told in, like, 10 missions, but it's split up so badly that it covers, what, like 20-something? Maybe 30? So it kind of just drags on, and it's also kind of stupid at the same time. I don't know, I didn't think too much of it. As ever, a warm welcome to you, miss. How may I be of service? The music for Alexander? Not really. Like, I reckon I can see why people would like it, but it's personally not something I cared too much for. Kind of grates on me a little bit. It's fine, though. A gentlemanly Highlander, you say. Now that I think of it, I have heard tale of a foreigner, who may be the man of whom you seek. Huff puff, begging your pardons, miss, but did you say you know Inspector Hildebrand? An acquaintance of yours, I presume. I do not know his name, only that he is here by invitation of Lord Edmont. Or Edmont. Or so it is rumored. Surely as a ward of House Fortom, it would be a trifling matter to go and ask after him at the manor. I don't know what core is supposed to be. Is she supposed to be saying, of course? Is that what that's supposed to mean? I knew it was serendipity to Fortom matter. Core God? Okay, that's weird. Alright, so just go back to the place I was supposed to go to anyways. Of course. Core, of course. Yeah, it is this. In Englishism? Alright. Talk to the knight again. Stop making me look for him and just show me the funny cutscene. Well met, Mr. Scribes, do you require assistance? Yes, I need to be shown a funny cutscene right away. Aye, it is as you say. At this time, Lord Edmont is entertaining a foreign guest. Huzzah, we found the inspector. If I'm not mistaken, their meeting should be ending shortly. If you like, you may retire to the gazebo and wait for our guest to depart. A gazebo? Aren't those dangerous? What? Is that supposed to be a joke about gazelle? Then again, you seem a reasonable sort. Not like to let a wild gazebo run amok. Okay, yeah. Very well, we humbly accept your offer. That's a weird pull. I'm not sure. One, I don't think a lot of people would know what a gazebo is, especially if they're kids playing this video game. Another, the stretch between gazebo and gazelle, I'm guessing, is what they're going for, is a bit long. If it wakes up, I'll have you there to protect me. It's a D&D joke? You say so. Alright, do I have to go inside or is it behind? There we go. Oh, this is a gazebo. Although this is the biggest gazebo I've ever seen in my life. So this is less of a gazebo and it's more of just a really, really tall roof. Yeah, so far this has been hilarious, huh? That must be Inspector Hildebrand. Well, hurry up and get him on screen so he'll do something stupid to amuse me. I cannot well imagine how arduous your journey must have been. Truth be told, I found the brisk Corthan air to be rather invigorating. Stimulates body and mind both, a welcome benefit when one must discuss matters of commerce. So this is not him. I dare say we would not have accomplished so much otherwise. There you are, Inspector. I've been looking all over for you. It is not the Inspector. Oh, okay, Scotland. I say, who do I see before me? Not one, but two of my beloved son's faithful companions. Lord Godbert, but I thought... Do you know where the fuck your son is? Hildy and Ishgard, this is the first I've heard of it. Aha, I found you at last, heretic. Oh boy, more heretic. Aren't we past that at this point? Let's go back in time, because this is not something that should have happened already. Yes, you, the hulking brute with a mad gleam in his eye. Your brazen heresy is plain for all to see. Surrender yourself to the Inquisition at once. The Inquisition that does not exist anymore, but... I beg your pardon, this man is an Oldon merchant here at the behest of House Fortom. Such baseless accusations will not be tolerated. A guest of House Fortom? Well, then he couldn't possibly. Why were you accusing him of heresy? Though there were those two wards that... But they were acquitted of all charges in a trial by combat, and if he demands the right to, then I would personally have to... Oh dear. A thousand apologies, good sir. I spoke out of turn. I am Sir, and as you may have guessed, I am an Inquisitor who has been charged with investigating reports of a rather suspicious, possibly heretical individual. Oh ho ho, a heretic you say? So this is probably Hildebrand you were talking about. One who bears a passing resemblance to me? No one bears a passing resemblance to Godbert. No one. Not even his son. A man rather muscular, wearing dark garments and acquitting himself in somewhat gentlemanly fashion, as one might say. This heretic sounds like the spitting image of Inspector Hildebrand. Could he be a fan? Say again, you are acquainted with such a man? We're also heretics. Ah, I see. And the man you're looking for is Lord Godbert's son. It would seem that our investigations may be connected. So I put you to a proposal. The first reported sightings of the heretic I am tracking came from Falcon's... Oh, god damn it. Mayhap we should journey there together. Falcon's Nest is in a completely different area. It is after all possible that we are seeking the self-same individual. If so, if he is innocent, it would be for the best for our president when I apprehend him. My result is matter of an incident. How fascinating. I say we go with him. Doesn't this look like our best lead yet? Nothing funny has happened so far. Then I shall accompany you. Maybe following the light eyes of my beloved son, there's a chance we may be granted, but we'll be glad to seize it. Then it's settled, we'll leave. Then leave. Go. Go! Yay, I'm selling stuff. Oh, it's what now? Yeah, it's I have to teleport there though, which is what annoyed me. I have to spend money to go there. So I always get annoyed. Like, it's only like 100 gil or something, but it still annoys me every time that they make me do it. Usually because what annoys me about it actually is that anytime that they make you go to Falcon's Nest, it's because there's an NPC that you talk with for like 2 or 3 sentences, and then they say, okay, now go back. It's basically just an excuse to make you lose 100 gil. It's like, pay 100 gil to proceed in the quest. It's stupid. They've done it like probably a dozen times by now. I need to put that away. You know what? Let's just go ahead and get this. We're standing right here. This scribes go and then we'll do the Dark Knight thing, I guess, and then if I have time, I'll continue on this clearly unfunny Hildebrand quest. Nothing has happened with it so far. Apparently there was a D&D joke made, and that's been it. Ugh. She looks way too much like her brother. It's pretty creepy, actually. Yeah, this is idiot sister that's not good at anything. People keep making the excuse, well, she's been doing Bahamut stuff the whole time. No, she hasn't. Like, she was not present in all of Realm Reborn. That whole time when we were fighting, like, 5 or 6 different primals, she wasn't doing anything. And she only started looking for Bahamut once he started roaring, and that was at the very, very end of, like, the Ultima fight. After everyone was celebrating for saving the universe. So that whole time she was just wandering around doing nothing. She sucks.
She ran afoul of the Warriors of Darkness.
No, she didn't. She saw them briefly and then they both ran away. You were there.
I had been tracking them since the ceremony at Falcon's Nest. Little did I know I was not the only one. Evidently, she had learned of their activities and attempted to shadow them on her own. Poorly.
Yeah, because she sucks.
I rescued her in the Twelfth Wood, and together we fled north. But though I made every effort to cover our tracks, they caught up with us on the Ishgardian border. And in the ensuing struggle, Elise took an arrow to the shoulder.
Okay, so they apparently got into a fight off screen.
That I realized it was poisoned.
It doesn't really, it's an arrow in the shoulder. It doesn't really matter if it's poison or not. I want to point out, whenever you first see Alf, he's with his sister, and there's like a few scenes where they're talking. And he's like, we're going to help the Scions. And she's like, no, I do it my way. And so she like pouts and runs off or something, and we never see her again. Like, it's been a long time since you've really seen her do anything. I imagine a lot of people at this point, this is probably like years after 2.0 came out at this point, I have to imagine, in terms of development. So I imagine a lot of people forgot she existed. But I wanted to point out that during that cutscene where she pouts and runs off, which is in Limsa, if I remember correctly, she was being accompanied by 2 big row guys. And they acted like that they were the bodyguards or escorts for both of them. Which I thought was weird because once they sort of separate, they're never seen again. And Alf doesn't have any escorts from that point forward. And apparently they have since vanished from the story entirely, so it's just her. Super strange. She's in coil, well, good for her.
Thank you for coming so quickly. And you...
I don't even know what the hell coil is supposed to be. Apparently they're raids that you find somewhere or something.
How is she?
Poisoned? Dressed very poorly?
Although the immediate danger has passed, the poison yet lingers in her blood.
Yeah, she's poisoned and badly dressed. Cool.
We came to Eorzea together, hoping to bring salvation to the realm our grandfather gave his life to protect.
Yeah, remember that? Remember that from 5 years ago?
Of its politics and its petty powermongers, she was driven to anger and to doubt.
And she threw a tantrum and ran away. And then accomplished absolutely nothing! While we did all the work.
Embroiled in what she termed Eorzea's squabbles and distanced herself from the Scions. Though
she sucks.
Hopeful of a brighter future, she would walk her own path. Would that it had not been so perilous.
She got shot once. So perilous. Alf's never been through anything like that.
She's as dedicated as any Scion to the salvation of Eorzea. But more than that,
I don't believe that.
she is my sister.
That's technically true, yes.
To be reunited with her, only to lose her forever. Gods, even to speak the words.
Was he with us? No. I think I saw her once in Limsa somewhere. It was just some rando quest.
Heart, Master Alphino. She will be attended by our most skilled Chirurgeons.
Good for her. She sucks, though.
Bear Mistress Leveilleur to the infirmary at once. Apprise Captain Whitecape of the situation, and inform him that she is to be treated as my personal charge.
I'm poisoned.
Wait, don't go. Please, come closer.
Don't let me explode, Alphino. Oh no, the poison reached her heart.
The warriors of darkness are in league with the Ascians. Slaughtering the primals is but the first step in their plan.
Alright, my player character. The first thing out of your mouth should be, when we met them, they said that they were not in league with the Ascians. And in fact, I saw a scene of them killing one, supposedly.
We make for Zelfatol to bring about Garuda's summoning, and to kill her.
So they're intentionally summoning primals to kill them? Which sounds like the most asinine thing in the world.
You must stop them.
Mm-hmm. By the way, what magic is allowing your earring to point straight down towards your shoulder despite the fact that it's supposed to be an earring? Shouldn't it be dangling towards the ground because of gravity? It's probably nothing. Don't look! Don't look!
I shall inform the others at once.
Totoro, you're like just big enough that you could turn around and walk directly into that fireplace. Just like the perfect hobbit hole for you. There she goes. Oh.
Amazing.
Don't
Master
look.
Thancred, I would ask that you accompany Mistress Leveilleur to the infirmary. Your knowledge of her injuries may well prove useful in determining her treatment.
Why are they calling her Leveilleur? Isn't her name like Alice something? Or it sounds almost exactly like Alphina or Alphino or whatever. Everyone has dumbass names in this fucking story. Fascinating. How about you, Emmerich? Did you enjoy that meal that we never technically ate? Though the fates afforded us the time to share a long drink toward seeing the rest of the one taller, we'll have to wait. Wait, so it actually addresses the fact that you've already had that scene? That's super weird. As I am constantly reminded, there is no rest for the righteous. Okay. However much we may change and grow apart, some bonds are unbreakable. I think that's just generic dialogue that they have. How about you, Alfred? Welcome home, Mr. Aw, that's so nice. I see you yet finding it passing strange to be greeted in such a manner. Upon assuming the mantle of Count, my lord Artorials. Artorial? His name's Edmond. Isn't that... I think that might be the name of the oldest brother. First instruction to the servants was to greet the greatest friend of House Fortom as a member of the family. Cool. Just tell me about yourself. I'm but a humble steward. I doubt you wish to hear the minutiae. I actually find you to be the most interesting person in this room right now. Simply put, at the behest of... I really want him to be like a secret badass or something. Just... I love ultra butlers. I manage household affairs. I've served at the pleasure of the Count Fortom for more 50 years. Fuck. And by the Fury's grace, I shall serve but 50 more. Wow. You're an old fuck. Hell yeah. Old fuck, yeah. I'm Limp Bizkit. I'm an elf. I'm an elf man, Limp Bizkit. Mr. Grimes, I salute. My name is... So, oh, wait, you're a different one? Ew, gross. They're multiplying. Ew, I thought you were the other one. They're growing you fuckers on trees? I'm sorry, I've just begun working here, and I'm not. You're rather famous, you see, and excuse me, this poops her pants and runs away. I'm scared. Scared of the big busty cat lady. You guys give me a second. I'm gonna put something in the oven so I can eat later. I don't think that's an elf boy. I think it's an elf girl. It's really hard to tell. Never be quite sure. lasagna will take an hour to... 5 cheese lasagna. 2 servings per container. In other words, 1. 270 calories per serving. Yeah, so in other words, 540 calories for a big box of lasagna. How about that? Alright. Was it 350 for 56 minutes? Yep. Alright, so you guys remind me, in 1 hour, I need to check this out. My internal chronometer is usually somewhat accurate, although it's not perfect. Alright, Alphino. Surely they won't let her die. We cannot afford to have my sister exploding all over Ishgard. Yes, I know. We must trust in Captain... I forgot Captain Whitecape. And his chirurgeons. They're not doctors. They need to be like old-fashioned doctors. So they need a really complicated word that we don't need. The chirurgeons. They're not doctors. Stop it. They don't heal. They chirurgeon. Did they not bring Estinian back from the very brink of death? Not really. I'm incredibly reminded of how he mocked me for praying at his bedside. It's pretty funny. I am uncomfortably reminded of how he mocked me for praying at his bedside for days on end. I like Estinian. I like him. When he woke up, he made fun of me for praying at his bedside. Oh, no, you're totally gay. What you're doing, that's super embarrassing. Dude, come on now. What say you, my friend? Shall we turn our attention to a matter whose conclusions we have yet the power to influence? Food! Or money. I bought a shit ton of raisins yesterday. Dude, I've got so many raisins. I've got almost 200 raisins. I'm gonna learn so much. As often, I don't think I haven't done any fighting at all tonight. We haven't fought a single thing, have we? No, we haven't. As often, meaning there's no too well, what is that? Whatever. There's no rest for the righteous. Okay. So they're warriors of darkness. Warriors of darkness? Really? The Ascians are conspiring to bring about Garuda's summoning, that they might put her to the sword, which sounds like the stupidest thing in the world. Then, when we first encountered them in Loth Astnath, when they were confronting Ravana, gods has been their aim all along. What are you doing? There is much more I do not understand, but note this, a primal summoning cannot be ignored. I'll say we risked her life to uncover this plot, and we squander her gift at a peril. Lucy, will you accompany me to Zelfatal and help me stop the Exal's ritual? Wait, are the Warriors of Darkness the ones summoning the things, or are they just so in the know? I guess the Ascians are giving the Beast people more stuff to perform more summonings, so that the Warriors of Darkness can show up to stop them? Is this some sort of bizarre PR campaign? Or is it part of some bizarre ritual that... that involves killing primals for some god knows what reason? Given that Ishgard shares a border with it... Like, if it's a PR campaign, then this makes sense, because we need to trick the people into thinking that we're the good guy. Like, this has happened before. It never works. It's always stupid, but I would understand the general premise for the concept. But if they're doing it just to, like, gather energy or some dumbass fantasy thing, then why not just, like, conjure up whatever primal you want to? Like, just imagine a generic primal of your own making, make it using the crystals, kill it, and then just reimagine it again. Just keep doing it in the same location. Given that the Ishgard shares a border with the Exile homeland, we have test visitors in the outcome. As we've been welling them, suffers be man's intrusions. Fastest airship. Go. The gesture most appreciated. Exile general experience. The stuff I don't give a shit about. Safe passage. Men are unqualified to confront a primal. You do it. We'd be glad of their assistance. We're going to send you some men. They might die. Whatever. We're going to start the additional information. If his dumb sister wakes up, we'll give you more information. Let's go. Cutscenes are so rambly. They always go on about just the most useless of information. Like, there was a good 2 paragraphs of text there that was just about them discussing how their troops are not really qualified for this. And then going on about the exact details of the lay of the land that would involve you traveling over hills or something. I don't care. Just point me in the direction that I need to go and I'll go there. Let's see. I think everything is in different spots now. Oh no, this is straight outside. That's the Falcon's Nest. Dark Knight. That's what I was going to do. I like the look of Dragoon stuff, but it all looks like the same thing to me. Let's see. I guess the main one would be the closest one. Okay, Dark Knight time. Alright. Okay, now we can do the second one of these, at which point I will probably have to grind more to get up to 40 so we can keep going. I do not like having these start at 30. That sucks. But I get Blood Weapon. Restores MP pawn and landing weapon skills or spells, so it's a generic buff. So this is so that you can spam that other thing, whatever it is. And if you only come out, Destiny, sure enough, there you are, eager to pick up where we left off. Let's start with the question then. You must be burning with several that have after our last affair. What was that? I don't remember anything about what happened. I remember the first quest sucking. It started okay because you're like, I don't give a shit about nobility. Let's just fucking kill whoever, man. I like that part. And then after that part, a bunch of portals appeared, and you have to walk into the portals, and there was a really long, grindy fight with a bunch of generic guards. That part sucked. I don't remember any voice or anything, though. What became of the old woman and her granddaughter? I remember that. I don't care, but I remember it. Oh, for the love of... They're fine, both of them. You solved all their problems. Happy. Who cares? Now then, are you ready to stop dancing around the real question to just ask? Okay. I forgot that Frey, whenever he's not involved in a shitty fight, then he's actually fine. Why were you detained by the Inquisition? Why do you think I was detained by the Zealous Temple Knights who see heretics around every corner? There was a girl, an innocent, they wanted her, and I objected. So this is again back in time. Now then, are you ready to stop dancing around the question just ask? Okay. Alright, what was the dumb voice that I do not remember hearing that I'm supposed to? Ah, yes, the voice. I guess it's the voice of darkness or evil or something. The one you heard when you first touched the crystal. An excellent question, but a difficult one to answer. Some say it's beacon, guiding the Dark Knight to a true calling. He says that you ask, only you can discover that for each night must hearken to a different voice. It means nothing. Okay, cool. It's just there for effect. It's there to be cool. As you grow more accustomed to drawing upon your dark side, you will come to hear it more clearly. Community will hasten this process, but we dare not conduct the rites here under the watchful eye of the Holy See, who does not exist. We will make for Southern Thailand for a little amigo. Cool! So, I can't do this anyways. Thanks, Final Fantasy XIV. I love it whenever you move everything to other locations for no reason. My favorite thing in the world. Super cool of you. Alright. Continue the Hildebrand stuff, I guess. Falcon's Nest. Alright. Come on, Hildebrand. Give me a funny cutscene. I want to see Hildebrand make a funny face and then get suplexed. Or to fly off into space or something. Mr. Gripes, are these your traveling companions? Yeah, sure, why not? This guy wants to murder the guy we're trying to find, and we're trying to find him because he's our friend. The mysterious, muscular vagabond. Ah, yes. A patrol sighted him lurking near the Dust Vigil, thinking he might be a lost traveler. They called him, but rather than approach, he fled. Quite frankly, I'm surprised you bothered to come all this way. That sighting barely warranted a mentioning in my report. Aha, the unmistakable scent of heresy. Ah, terribly sorry. Old habit I picked up from my mentor. I know. I will not rush to judgment as before. He ran a heretic. I heard that he was slightly not white. What? Heresy. I heard that his eyes were green. What? One time I saw him eat a banana in the wrong way, in the wrong direction. Heresy. Is this supposed to be comical? It's hard to tell. So as much as I hope you find your missing inspector, I must confess some small desire that we instead unearth a lingering pocket of heresy. Of late there has been virtually no confirmed instances of heretical misdeeds. It's gotten so bad that some of us are speculating our funding may be reduced. Or worse, that the Inquisition's operations might come under review. That is why, alone as my witness, or Hololane, I will find and bring a heretic to justice and prove that our order still has value in these uncertain times. Or maybe it is after, I don't know. Yes, I understand you have your reasons, but whether or not this vagabond was a heretic remains to be seen. Still, if you are set upon your course, you might begin your search near the Dust Vigil. An excellent suggestion, blah blah blah. Go to the Dust Vigil. Then it continues. Bye. What a great cutscene. Okay. Over there, alright. Flying motorcycle. Makes perfect sense. Sickness must be purged. Sickness must be purged. I'll try to get through with this. I want to end before my lasagna comes out. Plus, Paige is doing her birthday stream, I think, tonight. And it's Dark Souls 2, so I need to direct you guys over there, too. Yeah, so far I haven't been overly attracted to this particular quest. So far it's been pretty boring. There's been like 2 attempts at comedy, and one of them was just that gazebo joke, and the other one was just your character looking weird because the guy wants to find heretics. I like landing whenever I'm flying. Something satisfying about it. That's nice. Okay. Nice you. A kakaraka. Look, it's frozen. What does that mean? The fish are frozen too? She's never seen frozen. Yeah, I guess she's never seen ice, has she? Just your measuring. Shame if we have to turn back now. Of course, Gobbert, he doesn't care. That dirty old slut. He is slightly dressed up. Because usually he just walks around in his tiny boxers. Anything? He wishes his wife was here. Aw. Fury take me, it's freezing. Ah, this is a waste of time. No living thing could survive in this god's forsaken wasteland. Over there, look. Someone's coming from the vigil. Inspector, is that you? Well, that looks like the inspector. Oh. As I live and breathe, of all the places to be reunited with the Master Zombie Brand's compatriots. How fare you all this fine evening? It's one of the zombies from before, like the very first Hildebrand quest. Hark, a heretic raised from the dead by his brother's unholy magics. Aha, he's not a heretic, he's one of the gentle dead men. What brings you so far from Ulda, good sir? Well, as you know, ours is a rather lonely existence. So when we heard rumors of an abandoned fortress held by zombies, we were delighted. I was chosen to serve as emissary and set out immediately. Alas, it seems my efforts were for naught. Ah, truly? Every last one dead? That is to say, are irrevocably dead? If it was necessary, then so be it. Still, after coming all this way, it is more than a little disappointing, you understand. I vaguely remember something about zombie things in a dungeon. And my calculations were wrong? The inspector didn't land in Carthus? Now, do not fret so. It is our overlord you seek, then you are luck. As the founder of the Gentle Dead Men, our fates and our aether are inextricably entwined. In fact, I can feel it calling to me now. Truly, good sir, you can guide us to Inspector Hildebrand? As surely as my rotting nose can lead me to fresh brains. Follow me, my friends. Is he trying to find... Yeah. Heresy can manifest in myriad ways. 'Tis a vile, insidious sickness which needs to be purged out ere the infection takes hold. Surely zombification will qualify, yes? Confound it, they left us behind. His hair really makes him look like an extra douchebag. Especially he has like the bowl sort of bang cut along with a ponytail. He really does look like a douche. Okay. Continue. What if things are commending investigation employing a zombie as a bloodhound and appears belief. Whisper gain control of the situation with me, Dusty. Come with me, black kitty cat. Wow. Don't call it a comeback. I've been dead for years. Yeah, I don't remember Dust Vigil at all. I have a very bad memory. I remember very general things, but if I just plow through a dungeon, I'm probably not going to remember anything about it unless I do it several times. Alright. Okay. Let's make sure it's generic. Mr. Zombie Brand is indeed, still refers to him as Zombie Brand, is indeed nearby, but there is also something else. Mayhap a powerful magic confounding my senses. I can guide you no further. We must need split up and search the area. I'll see here. These weeks are infested with wild beasts and you would have us split up? Dusty can handle herself, true. You don't even know me, actually. And you've clearly no reason to fear death. But what if Mistress Nosh you? I'll take your meeting, my good zombie Dusty. My good zombie Dusty. What? That's a weird way of phrasing it. My good zombie, Dusty, pray see to the lady's protection. So he's telling the zombie to look after me? Would you care to take the lead, Inspector? Okay, off they go. Come on, you two, the Inspector's out there somewhere. There's so many quests where you go somewhere and then you talk about going somewhere and then you leave again. That happens so much, and I'm not really sure why they do it. You don't do anything once you get to a location. You just discuss the fact that you have not completed the quest yet, and then you continue on. Is it up here, I'm guessing? I really wish this bike transformed or something. Like, it's a good bike. I'm not lamenting that at all. But it is silly that there's no change to it at all. The bike tires don't flip or something like that. It just flies. Sculpted legs. Those sculpted legs clad in gentlemanly trousers. I know them. Was there something over here that you're looking at? Looks more like some assholes to me. A wolf and some assholes. How about this? Oh, okay, so these guys are actually part of the quest. Ah, there he is. There's our man. Of course, of course. Thanks, cute Yetis, for finding him. Look, Dusty, that has got to be the inspector. Yeah, it is. It most certainly is. And he's surrounded by giant, fluffy, man-shaped gazebos. We're still doing that then, I see. Yeah, that is sort of fitting either way, I guess. Nay, my lady, those are not mere gazebos. Note their regal bearing. They are gentlemen gazebos. Fearsome yet fastidious foes who would surely tear me rotting limb from rotting limb. I thought it said rooting for a second. Only Dusty can save Master Zombie Brand now. Yep. Nod. Nod, nod, nod. Oh, I actually have to kill them? Oh, I actually kind of like the Yeti things. They're kind of cute in a doofy looking way. Oh well. Defeat the gentleman Yetis. I don't know why they describe them as being gentlemen gazebos. His clothes are always in tatters. Can't go more than a few quests without destroying his outfit. Inspector, can you hear me? I've been looking all over for you. Oh, but this just won't do. We've got to get you out of there before you catch cold. Pull harder. I'll pull the middle. Up, up and at them. Everyone is waiting for you. Forgive me if I pull any harder, my arms are like to tear. I guess your character just sits there and waits on them to tire themselves out. Weird shouting. Have you perchance found something? Fury take me, is that my heretic? Confound it, I wanted him alive. Richard Hildebrand is definitely not a heretic, and he's probably not dead either. He's just hibernating like last time. Hildy ever was the late riser. Fear not, my wife and I had our ways of waking him. Uh-oh. When all the clothes come off, you know you're in trouble. This does not seem necessary.
Amazing.
Oh, is he gonna powerbomb him? For no reason? All the Hildebrand stuff is like... all the Hildebrand stuff is like, what if the Japanese found out what Gmod is? Was it the Mandeville Meteor Strike or the Mandeville Meteor Drive? Maybe Julian was right. Trying to name everything only leads to needless confusion. One more time, then. Out you go. Oh, this is the quest that involves that thing. Splendid Suplexed, Lord Godbert. This is their family dance, if you didn't know. Where am I? The snowy wastrels of Corthus? And who are these people I see before me? Ah, but of course. Who else would venture into inhospitable climes and wake me from a slumber sweet but my beloved fans? Why do I feel as though I've stepped through a portal into an alternate reality unbound by the laws of logic? You did. What is that? A mammoth? Where did it come from? Oh, that? When my father drove me into the earth, I found it buried beneath the snow. A little Lalafell girl. Oh, Lalafelin girl? Now, you please. Note the firm, muscular legs, not unlike my own. 'Tis clearly a Lalafelin boy. Now that you mention it, I suppose his features are rather masculine. You two cannot possibly be serious. I am the very soul of seriousness, good sir, especially in matters of deduction. This is undoubtedly a young boy who, much like myself, fell into a deep slumber upon being buried beneath the snow. Now then, let us gently wake him and ascertain his identity. There, that ought to do it. Looks like one of those automaton things that you find in dungeons sometimes. What is this place? Who am I? Are we actually doing a Vivi here? I remember nothing. Okay. That face, there's a lot of faces in the Hildebrand stuff. It seemed that although Father's ungentle ministration served to restore this young boy to life, they also robbed him of his memory. How did I get here? Who am I? Why can I not remember? I wonder how they handled his text in Japanese, since there's no upper-lower case. Do not worry, young man. Everything will be alright. Take it from me. I have lost my memory more times than I can even remember. Then can you help me to remember? Hearken to me now, for I, Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinary, do hereby swear to solve the mystery of the amnesiac hobbledehoy. Wonderful, wonderful. I'll get started on a batch of Nashu's delights. Effective as your explosives were in the past, I suspect that young Gigi? Like, I'm guessing it's supposed to, since the original was Vivi, I'm guessing it's supposed to be Gigi. Lacks the hardy constitution required to survive such an approach. Gigi, is that my name? When you woke, you were muttering Gigi. Suspect the phrase may hold some significance for you, so until such time as we learn your real name, I say why not adopt it as a playful moniker. In all katakana, yeah. Oh, this is the sound all mammoths make. What kind of imbecile goes and names a mammoth Gigi anyways? GG like Alan? What? Alan? Fuck's Alan? I like this name. Thank you, kind sir. But how will this new name help me to remember who I am? Patience, Gigi, Gigi. This is only the beginning. Next, we will return to the city and see if we cannot find any who know who you are. Come along. He leaves no footprints. Now that I know our overlord is safe and sound, I too must take my leave of you and return to my brothers. I dare say rigor mortis will set in if I remain here any longer. Bound for Thenland? Then allow me to accompany. Julian will give me no end of trouble if I keep her waiting for much longer. Then perhaps she will forgive me once I tell her of Hildy's return. This is rather a lot to digest. Apparently, Seer, or whatever his name is Heavensward's version of the elf inspector, or whatever his name is, I can't remember. Although he seems a lot less interesting and fun. He's kind of just here. Though you have the look of one accustomed to such happenings. In any case, regardless of Mr. Snashu's protestations, the inspector will not be granted access to the capital until we can confirm that he is not a heretic. Give my word that he will be treated fairly. Are we doing this again? Last time the mysterious figure was just Julian. Okay. Hilda Mom is apparently like 50 years old, but still looks like she's 17. Alright. Let's go back to Foundation. Finish that, take the next quest, and I think I will go to Gold Saucer, gamble a little bit, and then take the Gold Saucer train to Ul'dah since it's free. And I'm really that bad. And then I'll end the stream. Alright. Gondelamal. Gosh, these names. Alright, Sarah. Fury, take me that man. Ah, Dusty. I suppose you have heard the news then that Inspector Hildebrand was cleared of all suspicion and judged to be no more than an eccentric curiosity. If you're looking for him, good luck. I wanted to thank him for his cooperation, but as soon as the Temple Knights released him, he and his assistant ran off to God knows where with that mammoth in tow. As for my investigation, in spite of all the twists and turns, I managed to salvage a satisfactory result as far as the Inquisition is concerned. The suspicious vagabond was not more than a zombie which wandered away from the dust vigil, sickness which has since been purged. So it would seem that all is right with the world once more, for now. I have no doubt that the Inspector will turn up again like a bad gill. A bad gill? Like turning up like bad money? And when he does, trouble is sure to follow. Okay? Preview things to come, I guess. Usually they do these at the very end. Well, they do them in between the main sections, but I've only been on like the first quest. Wow, they didn't even do the thing where Nashu steps out and says a cute little preview thing. Heavensward stuff feels kind of dialed in for Hildebrand. It's weird that the Realm Reborn parts of it have been better than this so far. I pray the sea finds you well, Dusty, or at least better than it finds me. Assuming I'm no choice but to seek out the spectre and confess some surrenders man meant to me. It was on Earth under most suspicious circumstances after all, and who can say what secrets or heresy might hold, therefore an Inquisition will conduct a thorough inspection. If it needs to be, destroy it. If it's offending for a contraption, I fear the inspector may not be amenable and must press that everyone must be made to see that as an interest of public safety will be willing to help me persuade him. Fear be praised, at least you have seen reason. Let's praise well, sir. I'm going to send them certain and assist me one out of the city with a memento, and they frequent the gazebo, no for this matter, there may be there now. Okay, got 4 times matter. Okay. Cool. Alright, I'm going to go instead to the gold saucer. Because I think that the gambling has kicked in. I think. I did that this morning. Then after that, I will direct you guys over the page. Since she's playing Dark Souls 2 anyways. I'm sure she's made lots of progress. Yep. Heaven's Word, Hildebrand, not really impressing me so far. May not be stream-worthy, actually. Something I've learned to do is to always check the gatekeeper whenever you first show up. Make sure that a time... Air Force 1... I was just going on... Yeah, okay, I'll do Air Force 1. Air Force 1 is super easy on PC. Due to mouse. Then we'll gamble. So the Any Way the Wind Blows event with Typhon is probably the most annoying thing in the Gold Saucer. I've completely won it twice, but any other time you'll just get knocked out on the first turn for seemingly no reason. It's just totally random. I think I only get 2 scores on this, either a perfect score or the next to perfect score, which is like 4,980, I think. And that's usually just because I'm clicking like crazy. There's one very specific spot that you need to stand. Well, there's several spots that you can stand where the odds of you being hit are a little bit less than usual. If that event actually comes up, which I kind of doubt it will, but if it comes up, I'll show you. Be really careful about these assholes. The only time I really mess up is whenever one of these things appears in front of you while your shot is already in the air, which happens a lot. That's the reason why you can't just click as fast as you possibly can. Die! Like right now, that's usually whenever you screw up. One of those things pops up while you're trying to shoot. There you go. Perfect score. Pretty easy on PC. Fantastic. Alright. Let me see what the next one is real fast. I'm near one of those. Yeah, here's one. What is the next one? No, it's apparently so far away she's not even telling me what the next one's gonna be, which means it's probably about 15 minutes away, so it doesn't matter. So instead, we will go play Cacpot real fast. I like actually playing the Cacpot stuff with you guys. Because you're always wrong. Minicamp pod. So please don't tell me that I've already done it today. Yes, okay, good. Alright, here we go. Number 6 on that side, that's no use to me. So it's not going to be one of these 3. Could be crossways, though. Let's try that. 2, it's a good sign. 1. So it could be 1, 3, 2, which would be very good for me. It's not. Okay, so it can't be... That's not going to be a winner. Can't be that. Technically, I could get a 3600 off of this row. That's the only row option I have left. No. Let's see, what else could I've gotten? 54, 36, 108, maybe. 72, 144, 36. So apparently 144 was the highest payout I could have possibly gotten from that one. That sucks. 20-minute cycle? Okay. 8, so this could be 24 on this line. Let's actually go with a Y shape. 5, that's no good. So it can't be that way, can't be this way. Still be this way. 2, could get a 10,000 this way. And that's it, unfortunately. 1, 2, 3. It could be 1, 2, 3, but I doubt it. But it's worth risking it. 1, 2, 4. Alright, what could I have gotten? 6, 36. That would have been 1,080. I don't think I've ever actually seen a 1,080 show up. 252. Yeah, so there's just one of them that was worth it. Alright. 4. I'll let you guys do this one. Just tell me middle or top middle or whatever. I'll let you guys have at this one. See what you guys get. Y shape. Y shape in this case would be like this, this, and this. Top left and Y shape. Yeah, sure, there you go. There's a 5. Okay. Well, you don't want to just blindly just do Y shape every time. Like, I'm just following... I'm going for either a 10,000 or a 3,600 in most cases. So in this case, for example, a 5 and a 4 is not good for either one of those. So this way and this way is a waste of time. This way would be a waste of time. This could potentially have something on it, and this could potentially have something on it, and this one could. So these rows are the ones that we are concerned about. No more further suggestions? Middle? Middle's fine. Go with middle. So that's a 7. So this could be a 987. In which case that would be a 24. That'd be 3,600. There can be a 1, 2, 3. This could be a 10,000. So either I pay out could be a 24 this way or this way, or we could have a 10,000 this way. Bottom left, you say? Alright. 8. Alright, so this cannot be 1, 2, 3. And this cannot be 7, 8, 9. Only this can be. So this is our one choice that might pay out. Lucky Y shape. Sometimes it works out. It just depends. So unless you have disagreements, I'm going to go with this one. Alright. Yep, didn't pay out. Sometimes it just doesn't work. So that actually would have been a 23. Which is kind of rare. 360. 180. Yeah. Yeah, not too much. Not gonna lose any sleep over it. Especially whenever a single gate will pay out way better than that. Alright, so that's it. Let me check one last time over by this, and then I'll direct you guys over there. I've got some more, like, cleaning up shit to do in regards to my ventures and whatnot. Nope. It's still on Air Force One, which means that it's so far away that it doesn't matter. Alright. Okay, that's it for now, then. Hope you guys enjoyed. I don't think I'm going to do any more of the Hildebrand stuff in Heaven's Ward anyways, because apparently those aren't particularly good. And the Dark Knight stuff we didn't conclude just yet because it's over in Ul'dah. So, thanks for coming by. You guys go over the page now, so I'll host her. Oop. Oop. But I'll do more of this in the future, I guess. I've been doing a few of these streams. So, yep, it's over. Thanks for showing up in the last few seconds. See you next time. Still dropped a few more frames. Get that checked out.